Hello, everybody, and welcome to Amateur Hour Sports. Back at it for yet another stream as the Raptors today take on the Utah Jazz. This is the fifth of 7 games on this West Coast road trip, this daunting West Coast road trip where we were hoping to really solidify just what this team was going to be this season. And they're 2-2 in this road trip. So I guess we were at the point where 500 doesn't really justify us going in any different direction. It seems pretty clear what it's going to be for the Raptors as we get very, very close to that trade deadline, which is just over a week away now. It is next Thursday. Today is Wednesday. So 7 days pretty much until we're going to see a lot of action. And I think a lot of the trades around the league will begin February 6th. The Raptors' West Coast road trip ends February 5th. February 6th is where they are going to be taking calls ready for some action. It's going to be a pretty ridiculous time. I think you got to really mark those days as just make sure you got your phone with you over those days because, again, I think a lot of stuff is going to go down from February 6th. Or is the last game February 6th? I think the last game is the 6th, which would make the 7th, 8th, 9th, the big days around the league. But hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody is having a great week so far. We're over halfway through the week. We're 3 out of 5 days through. Today, gotta be honest, I am definitely a little bit tired today. I am, I don't know, not in the brightest mood going into this game, but a lot of things could definitely change. I mean, the Raptors always, by the time the game starts, it always kind of amps me up. It always kind of gets me going. So hopefully we get more of the same today as well. What's everybody up to this week? How's everybody doing? What you got going on? Any plans? How's your January? We just started a new month here. I mean, this is gonna be a crazy week, guys. The Raptors, as we know them, this team as we know them, it might completely overhaul in the next few days or in the next week. Definitely, there's got to be at least one significant piece that is going to be on the way out. Siakam, I can't see him getting snubbed. I firmly disagree with your comments about his defense. Statistically, I can see there being a drop off from his defense. I think a lot of that is like the Raptors team defense has been horrendous. I don't think he's been outstanding. I don't think he's been as bad as you're suggesting it's been. But I think he will make the All-Star team. I think he had a lot of steam from the early season. The record thing, it's really a cop-out. Like, nobody's going to make that case for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Now, I'm not saying Siakam has been as good as Shai, but the record is not called into question there. So, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is more than deserving to be an all-star, and I think Siakam is as well. Randall's been impressive. I think Siakam's been better than Julius Randle. Jalen Brunson's been great. I think Siakam's been better than Jalen Brunson. They're just, they're big market. Their team is winning games. They are in a play-in/playoff spot. I haven't checked. And the Raptors are 23-29. So if Siakam doesn't make it, it's absolutely as a result of the Raptors' record. But that would be a very, very harsh decision, I think, to leave him off an all-star team the way that he has been playing. I think it's clear to a lot of people that he is an NBA all-star this season. Only locks for all-star game reserve. Well, I think Jaylen Brown is a lock. I don't think Bam is a lock, though I think he'll make it. I feel like Julius Randle is... I feel like Randle's in. I'm not confident on Brunson. I feel like Julius Randle's in. Yeah, he's been great this season. One Nick has to make it. I think Randle makes it over Brunson. So beyond that, like there's a lot of friends. Like Siakam, I think should be in there. Jalen Brown's a lock, 100%. Like Halliburton's on the fringe. He might make it, might not make it. James Harden might make it. I feel like James Harden probably should make it the way he's been kind of slept on how well he's been playing. LeBron's only 89 points away from capacity. Yeah, I watched that entire Lakers game yesterday. It was like a very weird, like not great game, like based on like what the teams were showing on the court. Like the other team played very well, And then there were like stretches in the game where they were both really hot and the game was really interesting. The game was interesting all throughout. LeBron was like pretty quiet and then just still managed to rack up 28 points in that game. It did go overtime, but even still, the Knicks blew that one. Man, the Knicks had that one. They really sold late in that game, and especially in overtime. Man, they were horrible in overtime. Randall did not play well at all. He was like 6 for 19. Westbrook had a pretty solid game. But yeah, that was it was a fun game. Watched a lot of the games yesterday. I was at one of my friend's house and we just had a bunch of the games on, and that was the one we were mostly focused on. Anyways, we're here to talk about the Toronto Raptors. There's not much to say here. Like, the Raptors are gonna go out. They're gonna work hard. They're gonna be like close most of the game and then maybe lose late. I don't know. There's not a lot of expectation for difference from the Raptors here. You're just kind of hoping for competitiveness every night. Thankfully, that's what we've been getting. We haven't had, earlier in the season, we were getting blown out a lot. I remember a lot of blowouts. I can't recall in recent memory the Raptors just getting absolutely, beat down by a team. That doesn't happen as much anymore. Early in the season, man, we were getting fucking smoked in so many games. Maybe I'm delusional here. Maybe there's one recently. The Warriors won, we lost late. That wasn't a beatdown. It was close all throughout the game. Bucks was close all throughout. The last one was the Hawks. The Hawks on the 14th. So it's been a couple of weeks, which is good for us. That Hawks game we lost by 11. That felt like 400. We lost by. In that one, with all due respect. Before that, there was that Pacers game. No, that Pacers game was close. Before that, the Grizzlies smoked us, as did the Clippers, and that was in December. So we only got ripped apart once in the entirety of January. We only got smoked once in January. So things are on the up, everybody. We had a better January than we did December. I think it's safe to say we were better in January than we were in December. I don't know if the records line up with that statement, but I feel like we've had better performances, but it's still not really good enough to be in the mix for a proper playoff spot. So, we're still in that tough situation. I'm talking about us being blown out. Yeah. December was tough. It just fell off completely. It was like that the Tampa season, that March of the Tampa season, the Raptors won one game in that entire month. One fucking game. That month still haunts me. In December of this year, I don't think it'll have the same sort of effect, but that will definitely stick with me a little bit. One thing I wanted to pull up for you guys, I do an NBA betting show every weekday. This was a topic of discussion on my betting show. Wanted to bring it over to you guys as well. So DraftKings started showing trade deadline odds, so player to be traded by the deadline. Favorite to get traded is Jay Crowder. Second favorite is OG, which was a bit surprising. Fifth favorite's Trent. Seventh favorite is Fred VanVleet. Now, I want to make sure everybody's aware how horribly these are priced. OG Anunoby is at minus 500 to get traded by the deadline. That implies an 83% chance. I'm not saying he's not going to get traded, but there is no fucking shot in hell that there is an 83% chance he gets traded. I would probably have OG closer to 50% he gets traded, but they have him at 83. Gary Trent Jr. at minus 200. I think Gary should be at, I think Gary's not far. I think he should be minus 150, but minus 200. The prices that they're giving on this are ridiculous. They have Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal here is at plus 500. He's the lowest on this list. Bradley Beal has a no trade clause. And he's plus 500. That implies 16.67% that he gets traded. I mean, it's still low percentage, but I'd make him a 5%, less than 5% chance. He has a no trade clause. That doesn't make any sense, man. Gary, if you guys want like percentages, Gary Trent, they're implying 66% chance he gets traded. Fred VanVleet, they're implying a 60% chance. Like everybody's fucking getting traded on the Raptors. Siakam, if you're curious, is listed as 25% chance he gets traded. I think Siakam should be like 10, 15. I think Fred should be like, honest to God, I think Fred should be like 40%. Gary Trent, I could see him more so at like 60% rather than 66. That's not horribly wrong. But OG at 83 is just ridiculous. I also don't think the second most likely player to get traded by the deadline is OG. I think Bojan's more likely to get traded. I think Gary Trent is more likely to get traded. Obviously, Jay Crowder more likely there. I would even wager Alec Burks might be more likely to get traded. Saddiq Bey as well. I actually would suggest Saddiq Bey is more likely to get traded. This is just horribly priced. Oh my goodness gracious me. I wouldn't put any stock into those percentages I just read out. This is so far off what it should be. I'm upset that there's no not to get traded market, or else I'd bet on like pretty much every fucking player on that list, and I'd win a lot of money for sure. Salary cap is not too far off next year with Siakam, Precious, OG's money come up the books. Well, bad news. They come off and they come on even stronger next time. Didn't Saddiq Bey have a 50-point game? I think so. I mean, like one game doesn't define a player. Saddiq Bey is pretty close at times to entering the no 3, no D club. Like, he's wildly inconsistent. I think Raptors fans are kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? We're scarred because he has had a lot of big games against us, but he hasn't been great. He hasn't really been good at all this season. Is it insane to say the Lakers would stomp Memphis in a 7-game series if AD's healthy? Yes. Yeah. 100%. Matchup-wise, Steven Adams there. More importantly, Jaren Jackson Jr. is there. If I could have one player in the NBA defending Anthony Davis, I would want it to be Jaren Jackson Jr. Jaren Jackson Jr. is there. LeBron is there for sure, but other than LeBron, you know, like Russell Westbrook, Troy Brown can shoot, I guess. Hachimura has looked decent since coming to the Lakers. But I am going with the starting 5 of Memphis are fine. And the depth is going to absolutely destroy them. The Lakers have none, the Memphis has a lot. I think Memphis would win that series. I don't know if I don't know if I'll call it a gentleman's sweep, but I think that's max 6 games in favor of Memphis. I don't see the Lakers having enough. Plus, I mean, I guess both can strengthen by the deadline. I see Memphis fine-tuning a little bit better, but I guess we'll see. And I recognize how good Anthony Davis has been and how well LeBron is playing, but I have to side with Memphis here. I've been burned on thinking the Lakers can like figure it out in the playoffs with this team before, and no, Memphis are for real. Memphis are real deal. Yeah. Memphis are one of the players figuratively one of the players involved in trading for OG Anunoby. They've got picks that can move. They've got a lot of young, interesting players that they can move to the Raptors. That'd be a really interesting one if we are going to trade OG. They absolutely are for real. They have the best defense in the NBA, man. Bane and Jaren Jackson Jr. Well, I know that. I know that. You don't need to tell me that. I wasn't talking about them. They've got a lot of good depth pieces. Not like none of these guys are starting. Well, actually, Dylan Brooks probably isn't impossible to bring back our way. Which I don't know how interested I am in that, but they've got a lot of interesting talent in that unit, which I think the Raptors could get from. And the 3 picks would be nice because that seems to be the asking price there. Bones Highlands, somewhat interesting. Denver are a little short in the guard department. Bones hasn't been great this season, but apparently they're a dark horse in the OG sweepstakes. They've got picks that they can move. Bones Highland might be an interesting player to look at getting there. But I'm not like super high. I'm definitely a little bit high on Bones Highland.
Here comes the money.
I believe in the Memphis Goods 100%. Our alerts muted. No. Thank you, Jay Conda, for that super chat. Appreciate it. What does he say? Let's go, and a bunch of our emojis. Thanks so much, Jay Conda. Appreciate that. Thank you so much for dropping that in the chat and supporting the channel. Jay Conda, a frequent super chatter, and showing it a little bit more here. Appreciate that once again. Thank you so much for doing that. They take a little bit of time to come through. I don't know. It takes a little bit of time. What do you say to the fans who are saying you look like Fred VanVleet? I say, cool. I don't know what you want me to tell you. I don't know what you're looking for from me. How dare you say that? Or oh wow, no, stop. Like I don't know. I don't really doesn't matter to me. Well, I've got like the sort of round hair and the beard and I guess the head shape a little bit. I personally don't see it that much, but like I don't know. Do you guys watch like other teams in the NBA? So we've talked a lot about the scoring spike this season. I think two things that have caused this scoring spike. The first and foremost, the biggest thing is, well, we're so efficient right now. We have all these numbers, all these statistics that show the most efficient shots, the way to maximize every set, the way to maximize every lineup, maximize each player, what shot they should take. That's like one of the biggest things. That's the biggest thing. Second, teams lean very heavily into their best players right now, more than many other years. It's very much like give it to your best guy, let him cook sort of thing. I really struggle to understand how letting Siakam take the most shots in the team. I really struggle to see how that is a problem here, especially when he was operating at an all. He's been operating. I mean, he's in a slight slump right now. He was operating at an all NBA level all throughout the season. Like he has like a little dip in his game where he's still scoring like 20 a game, and all of a sudden like he's a problem. I cannot stress how much I disagree with that. I think in general the ISO ball in the team sure has been an issue. I think that the ball hasn't been good enough from a team standpoint, but I very much do not agree with the notion that Siakam is one of the key problems with what the team has done this season. I strongly disagree with those claims, actually. Oh, fucking set my fantasy lineup. I agree. Like the 20 a game he's getting, like he's got to force up like the 20 points essentially. Like he's got to really haul ass to get those 20 a game. But I still Like, man, like a guy has like a bad couple of weeks, and we're turning on a guy who was like in MVP conversation started the season and has been an All NBA contender and is more likely than not going to be an All-Star tomorrow. And if he's not, he'll be robbed of an All-Star spot tomorrow. So I don't have an issue with your good players getting the ball more. Like I'd rather Siakam take a shot over anybody else in the team. But like I don't want Siakam to take every single shot. Oh my God. Do you like who comes off the bench that is like, man, we got to play this guy more minutes. We're overplaying Siakam. We have to give Thaddeus Young and Juancho more minutes because they have to make up. Like, we need to give Siakam more rest. Because what happens is you get Siakam off and you go, oh, well, this guy sucks. Put Siakam back in. And then Siakam fucking comes out and we go, okay, put him back in. I'm starting to despise the complaining about minutes with this team. Who the fuck is going to play? Who the fuck is going to play more off the bench? Did you see our bench last game? Our bench, Boucher got 24 minutes and played well. Other than that, you've got Malachi Flynn, Thaddeus Young, Christian Coloco, and Juancho Hernangomez. There's 3 of those guys probably should not be in an NBA rotation period, let alone like getting minutes at all. 3 of those guys probably should not play NBA minutes every day, every game. One of them should be like the 10th, 11th man. And Boucher's inconsistent, but like a regular everyday bench player. I struggle. I really struggle to see the arguments. Starts play less. Starts play less. Who should play more then? Because right now we like none of them, other than Boucher, are actual NBA bench players consistently. And even Boucher is wildly inconsistent as well with his play time. But he's an everyday NBA rotation piece. Other than that, you're actually lying if you say anybody else is an everyday NBA rotation piece. Like, okay, Thaddeus Young, there's definitely, I guess, a case there. I would say he gets played off the court a lot of the time because of his defense. But Juancho, you need to get checked if you think Juancho is. Coloco's just not there yet, unfortunately. And Malachi Flynn, like some games he's great and he's exactly what we need. Some days he's everything we don't need. He's a frustrating one. And man, clearly there's talent in Malachi Flynn. It's just inconsistencies there. Delano, like, okay, sure, maybe he can get more time. If you are like a regular NBA team, does he get everyday rotation minutes? No. Jeff Dowden, I think we're at a point right now where we're so bad that Jeff Dowden does look good. And yeah, maybe he should be getting some more minutes. But like for a regular NBA team, that is not a rotation piece at all. And, you know, he's like, I don't want to be disrespectful. He's 26 years old. He's never locked down an NBA spot. He had chances on 3 different organizations last season. Couldn't do it. Like I respect his game, but he's not a guy that should be getting consistent rotation minutes at an NBA level for your team. Well, then you play your starters less, then you're more likely to lose, and you're more likely to lose. You lose more games, and people put it on the coaches. So I don't know. There's all this criticism about Nick Nurse right now. He has all this pressure to win basketball games. What is he going to do? Play these guys like he can't? He sees the product when these guys are off the floor. He has to put them back in. Anyways, I've spoken. I don't want to keep going on this. I'm not. You actually can't get me off this hill. I was with 27 against Pistons. Stanley Johnson scored 30 points in an NBA game once. Sign him up. Not play Champagny. I still maintain Champagny's got everyday rotation potential, but for some reason, Raptors. I mean, look, I comment from here, my desk. I'm not watching all these practices. I'm not doing all this, all that at the practices, seeing all these things. So I recognize that I have limited information. I personally felt like that was a guy that we definitely could have used with our rotation this season. I've said that a lot as well. Ronnie Hollis Jefferson, like, it's just another forward who has no space. Unfortunately, he was fun though. He was definitely fun in that team. What's he up to these days? Did he play? He played a bit in Portland after us, right? He played 11 games in Portland after we had him, and he has not played in the NBA since then. He's firmly out of the league. He's 20 years old. He's firmly out of the league. That's unfortunate. Where is he playing right now? He's got to be playing pro somewhere. He currently plays for, and I'm not like it's a Korean basketball team. I'm gonna try to pronounce their name. I'm gonna fuck it up. Not trying to make fun of anybody here. He plays for the Jeonju KCC Aegis in the Korean Basketball League. Last year, he played for Atléticos de Saint-Germain, which is a team in Puerto Rico. Before that, he played for Besiktas, which is a good team in Turkey. Actually, that's a good team. But then he played for Puerto Rico in a Puerto Rican league. Then now he plays in the Korean league. That's unfortunate. But he's still playing professional basketball. A lot of people strive to do that. He's playing professional sport, so I'm not gonna make fun of him for that. The Nick Nurse point has nothing to do with minutes. What do you mean it has nothing to do with minutes? The losing. I think if we play our bench more, we lose more games than we already have, which is so good. Yeah, clip that, report me. NBA streamer horribly mispronounces a Korean basketball team to make fun of, I don't know, the language. There's a lot of politics, Raptors. I don't see it. I think that's just people not accepting the fact the team just kind of stinks. I don't see like where I'm not gonna use the word politics, where like the individuals are clashing, people don't like each other, like it's some fucking high school like drama club where people don't agree with each other, they don't gel well together. Oh my god, it's so those. I'm not saying you're saying it, but I've just seen those on Twitter. It actually makes me sick when people say these guys aren't friends with each other. They don't like each other. Those are so laughable. When will Nick Nurse be accountable to how crappy offensive sets are at half court? Like this week? I don't know if you've got Twitter. I don't know if you've read any Raptors media outlets. I don't know if you watch this channel because a lot of people held him accountable this week for sure. Why do I think the team stinks? Well, we're 23 and 29. We are 6 games under 500. We cannot win games that end close in scoreline. We cannot get over the line in close games. We're not clutch. We can't get stops when we need it. We can't get stops consistently. We have one of the worst defenses in the NBA. Our half-court offense is consistently the worst in the NBA. We have not enough reliable catch-and-shoot players. We have very few players who can create in the half-court. I would wager we have pretty much one player who can create for himself in the half-court to a consistent degree. Well, I mean, I think that's enough. Our defense isn't good. Our offense isn't good enough when it needs to be. Our roster is constructed very poorly. It doesn't have a rim protector. It doesn't have enough shooters. And all these things culminating together have resulted in a 23-29 record. That is not good. We are worse than the Chicago Bulls, for Christ's sake. We're worse than the Washington Wizards, for Christ's sakes. Gary creates, not to a consistent degree, but he can. He certainly is capable. A lot of guys are capable of doing it. Nurse loss. Based on what are we saying Nurse is lost? I just don't see it. I just don't see that. I think a team that stinks and is losing more games than they should be have a right to be pissed off. I don't think that's losing the locker room or anything like that. Like, you're 23-29. I don't expect these guys to be running around, holding hands, smiling all the time. There's 6 games and they're 500. They were supposed to be a top 6 seed this season. I'd be pissed too. There's a lot of things wrong with this team. All right, it's so negative. I hate this. I came on. I was hoping to have fun. I was tired. This is terrible. All right, what's something fun we could talk about? Hey, trade deadline's around the corner. What's the lowest you guys would take for OG Anunoby? And do you think OG will get traded? Like let's say, gun to your head. If you're wrong, they pull it. Does OG get traded? What's your guess? Gun to my head, I say he doesn't get traded. I think it's close to like a coin flip. I think it's close to 50-50, but gun in my head, I think the Raptors hold out for an extremely good offer and end up kind of like Kyle Lowry. They kept trying to get the most they could and they end up not taking anything. I don't know if he gets traded. I don't want to trade him unless he wants to leave. Like, if he wants to leave, I've said it so many times. I don't know who he thinks he is on offense. I've seen those hands, with all due respect. If this guy wants to be like a focal point of an offense, I'm sorry, man. But I don't want to see you do that here. I wonder, the injury is so, I don't think they'd sit him out because of that, but Nurse's reaction to when he found out OG was going to miss the rest of the road trip, he's like, there's a lot of games left in this road trip. I was very surprised by that. So that's also, his reaction was surprising to me, I suppose, there. Fred's the one who needs to go. I would trade Fred for a bag of Doritos just so he doesn't fucking play here anymore. Fuck that guy. He has to go for nothing. Just get him out of here. Masai's a tricky man. Yeah, again, Masai always throws a curveball. I guess you don't really... You think you have him figured out, and then he does. We go, where did that come from? Like the Tampa season, the trade deadline. We're like, hey, Kyle Lowry's getting traded. That guy's gone. He's got to be gone. We might lose him for nothing end of the season. He's got to be gone. And then Norman Powell gets traded for Gary Trent Jr. We're like, what the hell? Where did that come from? So Masai's an enigma. This guy, as much as he sucks with free agents, he is a wizard with trades, and he's a wizard in the draft. He has... he's arguably... No, he's not arguably. He has never lost a trade that was not a sign and trade. If it's not a sign and trade, he has come through as the winner or as the even in every single trade he's made with the Raptors organization. If you add in sign and trades, I think it's debatable, but I would still wager he has not lost a single trade in his entire Raptors tenure. Not counting sign and trades, non-negotiable, non-arguable. He's won. He has not lost any trade here. So He knows what he's doing with trades. He knows what he's doing with trades. And that track record with trading goes back to his days with the Denver Nuggets as well. It's the draft. I mean, sure, there are some misses in the draft, but there's some outrageous success stories from the drafts as well that make up for it for sure. And for some reason, those abilities don't transition to the free agent market. Maybe we should hire somebody just for the free agent stuff, because I don't know what it is about Masai. He can't get that done. The Powell trade was not an L. Like, you got a younger, pretty much like as good of a player in that deal. It definitely wasn't an L. And then it gets even better when you realize what Portland traded Norman Powell for, because they traded him for peanuts, man. All right. Powell trade is far from an L. Anyways, let's talk about the lineups here. We just got them up on screen. VanVleet, Trent, Barnes, Siakam, and Achua. Sorry for the Raptors. No surprises there. On the Utah side of things, Mike Conley, Jordan Clarkson, Larry Markin, Kelly Olynyk, and Walker Kessler starting. And Walker Kessler's been excellent this season. It looks like he's going to be first team all rookie. And it's crazy. Not only did the Minnesota Timberwolves trade 4 first-round picks to acquire Rudy Gobert, they also traded Walker Kessler, who was a first-round pick from this year. So it was essentially 5 first-round picks, one of which being somebody who will likely end up on the all-rookie first team. So Walker Kessler. You want to talk about Ayton? What are we going to trade for DeAndre Ayton? First of all, what are we going to trade for DeAndre Ayton? Second of all, DeAndre Ayton can veto any trade. If the Phoenix Suns put him in a trade, he can straight up say no. And that's it. He can veto any trade until the summer. How are we even going to get to that point? Yeah, we'll give you a point guard because we know you need a point guard. Or we'll give you a shooting guard. We don't think you have a good shooting guard or anything. And we'll take your only center. Let's think a little bit. Let's think a little bit here. He has no dog. Well, that I guess you could ask that as well. But I don't think you have to worry about that because nothing's really going to work out there. Yeah, I get. Yeah, you can do a 3-team trade, sure. You can do anything. You know what? You can do anything. To be fair, you can do anything. You can do a fucking 30-team trade. Everybody sends one player to the right to the next team. The last team sends them all the way around back. Like, that's a possibility as well. Go on Twitter and just see, like, what you guys think. And it's like a 5-team trade. I saw one. The Raptors got like 3 first-round picks from they got like 3 picks from the Lakers, and then they got like 3 picks from the Pelicans, and they sent OG, Trent, and VanVleet out in this 3-team deal. They got back all these picks, all these young players, and it was like, what you guys think about this one? I think you need to turn off your goddamn PlayStation, man. We're in the real world here. I think Coloco's just 2 years away. Who would be the ideal center for the Raps? With our current team, if I just added in a center, didn't trade anybody, either Turner or Pirtle. Like, I still feel like pretty strongly. Well, I mean, ideal center is Joel Embiid, but like somewhat realistic. Turner or Pirtle, I'd say. Turner because he's got the shooting, but Pirtle, the rebounding is and passing are there. All right. We have begun here in Utah, and Walker Kessler misses the alley-oop dunk there. Siakam going forward, missing on his first attempt. No rules Embiid. Or Jokic. I'd go Jokic instead. I would definitely go Jokic. I saw a Lakers fan did a mock trade. It was like a 3-team trade that had the Raptors involved. Missed there by the Jazz. Here come the Raptors with Trent. Back to Van Vliet. Now Siakam. Driving at Kessler. Kessler, a really good rim protector, and forces up the miss by Pascal there. Oh, I got to find that Lakers one. Oh, Utah turn it over, and Gary Trent gets blocked by Olynyk, but Achua is there to clean it up and finish. Raptors get the first bucket of the game. I'm on TSN. Sorry, this game's on Sportsnet, so it's going to be a little bit behind real time. It is what it is. Cannot control that. Miles Turner just extended with Indiana. He is trade eligible right now. He is trade eligible. I also was, what's the word? Not misinformed. I misunderstood the Miles Turner contract. So I saw he signed a 2-year, $60 million contract. He signed a 2-year, $40 million contract, but re-upped an extra 20 onto this year. So he's getting like an extra 20 this year and then 40 in the next 2 seasons combined. I believe that's what the situation is. So I thought Miles Turner at 30 was crazy. 20 I find frankly a little bit cheap for him. But he is currently trade eligible, though I don't think. I mean, if OG goes, you know what? It's not impossible, I guess, but unless you do a 3-team trade, like they don't have a big you can really put in instead. Like, don't give me like you're gonna start Jalen Smith instead of him, unless they're actually down with tanking. I'm not sure if the thought process for Turner was that it would make him more tradable. Because sometimes I feel like an expiring contract is favorable for a contender, but I'm not sure. All right, let's get into the game here. Raptors started 2-0 up. It is now 6-2 here. I'd like to go after Turner. I think Siakam, rough start to this game. I think if Turner is getting 20 a year for the next 2 years, I would like that. Here come the Jazz again with Markkanen. And he's fouled by Achua there. Probably refs, they doing their job. Yeah, like they're doing their job poorly. Like if the UPS man stands at the end of my driveway and throws my package like 30 feet to my front door, and like, yeah, I delivered my mail, and he's doing his job, but he's not doing it well, and I would probably complain. So if the ref makes a shit call, he's doing his job, but it's not well. Not a great start to the game by the Raptors. 7-2 here. Markkanen missed a free throw, but a rare lane violation, I think, was called there. Look at the Jazz coaches in their matching sweaters. Look how cute they are. The matching knit-ups, the matching knitted sweaters there. Markkanen at the line. Second time of asking, and he connects with the shot. 8-2 Utah. We are just over 3 minutes into the game. If you guys are enjoying the stream so far, remember to hit that like button. Let's try to get to 50 likes by the end of the first quarter. Would appreciate that if you did. Supported the brand. Van Vliet going forward for the Raptors. Kick out. There's Barnes. Working on Olynyk. Step back for 2. That's an ugly shot. Raptors are 1 of 8 to start this game. Lobbed up inside. Defended well by Achua, who gets the steal. And big super chat comes in here from Cueto from Mars as the Raptors miss again. Thank you so much to I hope I said that correctly. Cueto from Mars. Call timeout for that super chat. Really grateful for that. Let's read it out here. Let's read this out. Thank you for doing the stream. You seem to be the only Raptors-focused channel to be doing a watch-along tonight. Much respect. Well, appreciate you tuning in. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you are enjoying the content. Hope my emotions aren't ruining the stream. I'm getting a little flustered here. But thank you so much for that super chat. Very grateful for that. Thank you for supporting my brand and tuning in. If I... Never mind. Tough start for the Raptors here. Have not gotten going from a shooting standpoint. Everybody's struggling and looking for a way to get some answers right now. The Jazz, Walker Kessler's been good. They are not a great defensive team. Raptors should be taking advantage, but we are less than 4 minutes into a game. I don't think I have to remind you. There's 44 minutes here. There's a lot of game left for the Raptors to get going. Sometimes you get out to a tough start. You call a timeout, you get back into it. Hopefully they can bounce back when they come out of this timeout. But it's been, like I said, it's been a pretty good run by the Raptors in terms of performances. In the month of January, there's only been one horrible, straight up garbage performance, which was the Atlanta game. Other than that, we're kind of getting what we expect. It's a competitive team that just doesn't have enough juice to win consistently and get over the line in these close games. It's nothing ridiculous so far, but based on how the game started, it would certainly suggest it's possible this is one that goes completely south, but I wouldn't go that far after 3 minutes and 54 seconds. That is going to turn into that. Thank you so much, Soul Train, for the super chat. Very grateful for that. Appreciate you doing that. I'm a Magic fan in Orlando, but I like your channel. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for tuning into the content and choosing to watch despite being an Orlando Magic fan. I've had my choice words for Orlando, I guess, in the past, but I appreciate that. Maybe you didn't hear it. No, I haven't been too critical of Orlando. My only thing on Orlando was when they beat us twice in a row, I was like, man, the Raptors are trying to be good. And there's the super chat confirmation. My only thing on Orlando, I was pissed because they beat us twice in a row. The Raptors are 13-12. Then they lost back-to-back to Orlando, and they have never recovered. And I was like, the Raptors want to be good. That's a team you got to beat both times. But here we are in the season, I guess. Anyways, thank you for that super chat. Again, Scotty Barnes for 3 in the corner. Connects, and the Raptors finally grab a bucket there. They are 2 of 11 to start this game, only down by 5 points. And a foul there as Conley's going up, and Utah looked to continue to pile on. I'm not sure that's a shooting foul the way they're reacting here, though. Yeah, I agree with you, Curtis. We've accepted what the season is. They're all competitive right now. At the very least, every game right now has been competitive until the last few minutes, where maybe the team pulls away in those spots, but it's been competitive all through. The Golden State game, we lose by double digits, but the entire game we were right there. And in fact, we were leading for large portions of the game as well. We are finally healthy. We're going to finish the season strong. I don't know. I don't think Raps coming on strong rest of the season. All right, here we go. 12-5 here. Raptors getting the ball back now. Koloko has checked in early to this game. This is one where you can really use him playing against Walker Kessler. Fouled by Olynyk there. Walker Kessler, fine player on the inside, doesn't possess a lot of switchability or ability to play on the outside, nor is he as much of an offensive threat that he could cause a lot of problems. He's a fine player. I like him, but this is a good area for Koloko to get some minutes. So I'm glad Nick Nurse is going to him early. Speaking of, here's Koloko at the rim, finishing strong. and bringing it back to a 5-point game. Man, some of y'all weird. Clarkson at the rim, can't finish, and there's Walker Kessler to clean it up on the glass. Koloko at the rim and misses 2 shots point blank. Siakam gets the miss and misses himself and then misses the layup. Jesus Christ, Pascal. At least he got fouled second time of asking. That should have been an and one, but he's going to be heading to the free throw line here. That was good defense by Koloko. Just Kessler came in on the rebound. Damn, Siakam's got, that wasn't even a foul. He's got to finish that shit. First free throw good for Pascal. Yeah, Kelly Olynyk wore a baseball cap to a wedding. I definitely think he's the type of guy who likes the green stuff. He has that vibe about him. The soul patch, the long hair. What's the Raptors' record in evening games? They play like every evening pretty much. I don't understand the question. You mean like West Coast games? Well, we're 4-4 on our West Coast road trip. Olynyk stepping in, kicking out to Clarkson for 3, and Clarkson connects. And the Jazz lead 17-9. Tough start by Toronto, and they haven't been able to recover since then. They've been better as Fred connects in mid-range. Got to get this team going. 17-11 here. Always appreciate that. Always rooting for the Raps. Sexton at the rim, can't hit. And rebound eventually falls to Siakam. Taking the other way, giving it to Barnes. Backing down Conley, moving with the right, and just rims out there. Gets his own miss and misses again. Then he's blocked by Kessler. Then he misses. I think Barnes just missed 4 shots in about 2 seconds. That was tough. Clarkson other way for 3, no good. Oh, man, Siakam's had like one of those. Now Barnes has had. You got to make these shots, man. Barnes again at the rim, misses. Gets it again and misses. He's missed 6 shots in the last 2 possessions at the rim. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. We're going to outshoot this team like crazy. We're 4 of 22 now. I mean, he's going up strong, but oh my God, like those are bunnies. Like Siakam's had a couple of those. Barnes has had a bunch of those now. Like, go dunk the fucking basketball, man. I agree. Like, get up there and dunk that shit. Look at this soft ass shot around the rim. 19-11. This isn't giving me the Bucks game vibes, but it's not good right now. Siakam only down by 8. We're only down by 8. Siakam going up, getting blocked, and that was he should have kicked that out. Clarkson the other way to Sexton, lobbed up to Kessler, who finishes. And I mean, you've already used a timeout. I don't think you want to use another one. They're killing us on the inside on both ends of the floor. Siakam again over Clarkson, misses the layup. Bro, Siakam cannot score. Siakam and Barnes cannot put the ball in the damn basket right now. Olynyk for 3. Ooh, he stepped out. He didn't hit, but he stepped out. That would have been tough. Oh, wow. Siakam can't score. Barnes can't score. This is not good. Siakam's got to be like 1 of 9. He's 0 of 6. Barnes is 1 of 8. This is not good. Van Vliet in mid-range connects. Here's Fred again. Trying to carry this team. Did Utah just call a timeout? All right, man. We'll take that. Holy shit. This is tough. If you're not watching anymore, feel free to just you don't need to tell me. We should make a rule. Like if you say I'm done watching, we should time you out for the rest of the stream so that we don't need to sometimes you'll say I'm done with this shit. Then 5 minutes later, I'm not watching with it. And then 5 minutes after that, I can't watch. Like you're still watching. But at the end of the day, yeah, it's the first quarter and we're down by 8. There's 4 minutes going to the first. Like we could be winning after the first quarter. So as bad as it's been, it's first of all it's been worse. Second of all, they haven't been fantastic either. So a lot can change in 3 and a third quarters. And a new subscriber has just joined the Amateur Army. Thank you so much to Ryan K for doing that. Appreciate that. You just subscribe yourself to a Raptors watch party for every single Raptors game, pretty much most of them, and also videos coming out all throughout the week. This is the 3rd of 7 straight days of content. It actually could turn into 8 straight days of content. We'll see how Monday goes, but we did the stream Monday, video Tuesday, stream today, video tomorrow, stream Friday, video Saturday, stream Sunday, and you know what? Probably a video on Monday if the Raptors don't have a game. What I'm saying is, here at Amateur Sports, we do tons of Raptors content, and if you like that stuff, you want to see more, make sure you subscribe, just like Ryan K. And if you're enjoying this game in particular, then please make sure you are this stream in particular, then please make sure you have hit that like button. We have 18 likes to go to hit our goal of 50 by the end of the first quarter. And I see 150 people in chat right now. So I think we can get 18 more likes by the end of the first quarter. But only if you're enjoying the content, that is. Gorman, what is up? Hope you're doing good. Looks like to me another tough game. Well, yeah, but a lot can change. A lot of game left. It's been tough. It's not been fun. I mean, obviously 5 for 25 shooting is bad, but also like when you factor in Barnes had 6 shots in 20 seconds, and Siakam has had 4 on the same possession. It's not as bad because that's just one possession where you miss 4 to 6 shots. It's bad, don't get me wrong, but it's not as bad as it's made out to be. Like the Milwaukee one where we started like this. Now that was really bad because that was a lot of possessions. This one, it's not as many possessions, at least, if that makes sense. And Utah came out of timeout and immediately make it a 10-point game. Yeah, Kessler owning our franchise right now. I agree. Got to finish your putbacks. Thaddeus Young with the left and the old man showing off some fundamentals, putting it in there. Oh, people are miserable about this team. Don't you worry, Jarrett. 3-pointer for Beasley, and he connects. Another player that could be on the move in the next week, but right now, he's burying threes against Toronto. 26-15. If Thad calms things down, Boucher is going to take all that away while he's in as well. Van Vliet attacking the rim, and he's fouled. Van Vliet having a positive effect in this game so far. He is 2 of 4 from the field, and he's going to head to the line here to try and add on to the points he's got. Hindsight's 2020. There was how many teams? 25 teams passed on Walker Kessler. What do you think this trade? OG to Pelicans for Dyson Daniels, Garrett Temple, Trey Murphy, 2023 first, 2025 first. I can't see us getting Trey Murphy in that as well. I think there's a reality where you can get a couple of picks in Daniels. That might be a bit too much still, but I think there's the base of that kind of makes sense. Fred moving forward and finish at the rim again. Fred VanVleet trying to will the Raptors back into this game. I mean, Kessler went late first, like, for a reason. You know? Like, you can't, like, look at that in hindsight. Oh, my God, I can't believe we didn't draft this guy here. And the Raptors didn't have that pick. 28-19. And 3 balls up and drops again for the Jazz. Why didn't we draft Jokic? Why didn't we draft this guy, that guy? Like, it. You say that about, like, pretty much any draft class. You could have had this guy instead in this with that spot. Drafting's hard, man. I don't think Lakers would make that trade. Marking it for 3. Doesn't hit there. Raptors looking for answers. Fred VanVleet is providing them to a degree, but he's not getting enough help out here. Malachi Flynn getting some early minutes as well. Raptors looking for something. Siakam usually gets the entire first. He's gotten benched here. He's been very poor. Chua only got 4 minutes. He was getting eaten up on the inside. It's been rough out here, man. I don't think Golden State would do that, Kyle. I think that's too much for them to give up. Here's Boucher on the side for 3. Can't connect, and Utah lead 10 and have the ball. I don't want respectfully, I don't want this to turn into like me just answering what I think about like mock trades. Like, cause it's I feel disrespectful if I don't answer them. Nice play in transition there with the Raptors getting out, and Boucher with the dunk. It's 31-23. I don't like making arguments like in it that it's so obvious something in hindsight, but it wasn't obvious at the time. Like, it's so obvious in hindsight. You could have had this guy in the draft. You should have traded for this guy at this time. You should have signed this guy when you had the, like, it's so obvious in hindsight for a lot of things. But you have to think about the information that was available in the moment for those. VanVleet to Boucher, throws it down at the rim. Another good play in transition. Raptors a couple buckets there from Boucher in transition. We're back to 31-25. Desmond Bane wasn't obvious. Malachi Flynn was on a lot of people's radar for the Raptors. Including me. I'm not just trying to defend that pick because I more or less predicted it, but like there was validity to that pick as well. Thank you for the comments, my shirt. The only thing of the shitty draft picks, it was so obvious at the time we should not have drafted Bruno Caboclo. It was so obvious at the time we should not have drafted Bruno. That was like, don't need hindsight. In the moment, you should have known that was a terrible pick. Masai was butthurt. He didn't get Giannis and basically tried to force this Brazilian guy to be the next Giannis. That was a bad one. Raptors went with Malachi Flynn coming off of a great college season. They were looking to bring in a point guard as well. It made a lot of sense. It made a ton of sense to go with Malachi Flynn in that draft. It just hasn't panned out. All right, let's go through the box score from that first quarter. I'm gonna have a heart attack doing this stream, man. So Siakam's not played well. Neither has Scotty Barnes. Siakam's 0 for 6. Barnes is 1 for 10. Achua has been kind of... Okay. Achua's kind of been getting mauled on the inside, as has like pretty much every player on the Raptors so far in this game. They got him out of the game. Maybe a little bit too early for my liking. Van Vliet is the only guy who's really shown up so far from the starters. He's 3 for 7. Gary Trent is 0 for 3. Then you go to the bench. Bench has actually had a positive impact. Malachi Flynn is doing some things. Chris Boucher has had a couple of transition buckets, like easy for him, but he's out there running, trying to make things happen. Thaddeus Young as well, out here trying to make things happen. Bench provided a good impact. We'll see what happens as we move forward throughout this game, but interesting to see how Nurse will handle the minutes based on how much the starters struggled there. Do I think we made a mistake letting Wieskamp go? Like, literally, if Masai wanted, we could sign him tomorrow. So I would say no. When I drink on live stream, I get worse. I get I get more frustrated, I think, and I get more argumentative. So I don't think drinks would help here. All right, Adam, take care. Good luck at the soccer, buddy. All right, back at it for the second quarter. Siakam and Barnes back in the game. Siakam backing down former Raptor Rudy Gay, and that one spills out. Jesus Christ, Pascal. Siakam's 0 for 7. That was unfortunate. That was a good take, and it just kind of spilled out. Nice save there by Flynn on the other end. And here come the Raptors again. Siakam, no makes tonight. Walking inside and connecting for the and one. First make of the day, and hopefully you can add on an extra one at the line here. We'll take it and move. Thank you, Pascal. If you're enjoying the stream so far, please make sure you hit that like button. A little bit off of the 50 from the first quarter. That's okay. Let's try to get to 100 by the end of the stream if you guys are enjoying. Siakam missed at the line. Oh, buddy. Siakam. Wow, he's played like ass. Rudy Gay backing down Boucher, excuse me. Solid defense, but Rudy connects there. "17 seasons. I mean, shout out Rudy Gay, keeping relevant for this long. It's not easy. It's not easy from being that guy to being a role player, but he's done it. Barnes at the rim, and Barnes as well finally connects. He's 2 of 11 from the field. I don't know. Donovan Mitchell is starting in the All-Star game, and I watched him ass it up twice against the Raptors. You know, guy has a horrible game from time to time. 36-29 after another 3 by the Jazz. Raptors, despite the poor play so far, they're not far off here. It's only a 7-point game. Siakam attacking again. Nice kick out to Barnes for 3, and this one doesn't go. Rebound to Markkanen. Thought that was good. Looked good from my angle. Markkanen to Gay. And now Sexton for 3 in the corner, and he connects. Gets the lead back up to double digits. We're at a 10-point game again. How good was Rudy Gay and the Raptors? Wow, Flynn. What the hell was that, man? Jeez, that wasn't even close. You guys see that? How good Rudy Gay? He was good, but he was a very bad teammate. Okay, well it's not 7 anymore. It's 12, and it's a little bit wayward at the moment. Commercial. I gotta go to the bathroom, guys. I will be right back. Hopefully, Raptors recover from this when I return. And while I'm gone, please make sure to hit that like button. Support the channel. Support the brand. I'd appreciate it. All right. Back from the commercial. Just in time here. Yeah, Jazz cooking us so far. It's just the interior presence that they have on both ends of the floor has been affecting us. It's had a huge impact on the way Scotty Barnes has played tonight. Same with Siakam. Siakam's been horrendous. They're just sitting in drop coverage, inviting you to come to the rim where they're met by like Walker Kessler doing a great job, Markkanen doing a solid job, Olynyk doing a good job. And we haven't found an answer there. Offensively, they're beating a lot of our drop coverage, throwing lobs. Walker Kessler was having some joy in those areas. Not a lot of resistance to the rim, but a good example there is another one at the rim goes to the Jazz. And with that, they're mixing up by hitting threes as well in this quarter. And it's been good for their now 14-point advantage, and they are pulling away here. Raptors got to get it going, or this one could get ugly. Gary Trent steps in for two, pushes with the right, doesn't go, and gets his own miss and misses the layup. Barnes gets that miss, and he's called for a foul, or it's a foul against Markkanen there. Tough game, man. When Siakam is like this, it's a bit annoying because he obviously has a lot of weight on his shoulders. So when he's 1 for 9 right now, he wants to get out of that slump, and he wants to get out of it quickly. You shouldn't shoot your way out of a slump, but a lot of times he does that. That's what he's trying to do here. And in this case, takes to the rim, had a good lane there, and he's fouled by Mark, and he's going to head to the line once again. You had triple-double. Man, when I played basketball, I used to be the king of triple singles. If I got one of each stat, I was pretty happy after my game. I was the undersized power forward / center. Good role player, man. Did my job. No, actually, when I was in grade 11, I was pretty good. In my role, I wasn't good at basketball. Grade 10 was garbage. Did not know what I was doing. I was a glue guy. I wouldn't call me the glue guy. But I was fifth man. I did my job. Let the other guys cook. Got rebounds. Got tough matchups inside. It wasn't great. My understanding of basketball was nowhere near what it is today. Not saying I'm some genius, but I whatever you think I know now, it was way less back then. So I wish I had my knowledge of the game. Would have been good, but oh well. In the corner is this another miss by the Jazz. Raptors chance to find some way back into this. Nurse is going deep into the bench for some answers. Delano Banton has entered. Achua with the rebound on the offensive glass and puts it back in for two. Thomas says, yeah, we pretty clear we need a rim protector. The Raptors force another steal. Gary Trent to the rim wide open, and it's back to single digits here. Jazz need a timeout. It could be Koloko in a couple of years. I kind of like the idea of having your solidified rim protector and then Koloko being the guy who backs him up as your second one. I like the idea of that. I'm not like I can't have it just being Koloko for the time being. You know what I mean? I gotta have some more there, for sure. Yeah, Brooklyn getting fucking spanked. Is that game done? I saw they were down by like 40. Brooklyn, that game is done. Brooklyn lost by, holy shit. Brooklyn lost by 43 points to the Celtics. Man. Portland beat Memphis. Oh, wow. Portland beat Memphis by 10. Philly beat Orlando by 11. Golden State beat Minnesota by 11. Houston down by 2 to OKC. Sacramento up by 6 on the Spurs. All right. Let's get cooking here. Man, if you guys been watching me for the last couple of years, you know how bad I wanted Claxton. You know I made multiple videos about how I wanted Nick Claxton on this team. Admittedly, never could I have foreseen him getting to this level, especially this quickly. But 2 summers ago, oh man, I was high on Nick Claxton and just didn't quite materialize there, unfortunately. But damn. Like I said, I was very high on Nick Claxton. Yeah, they were ready to let him go too. That's the thing. They were prepared to let him go, and it just didn't happen. I still feel like a package around Boucher could have gotten us Claxton, but I don't know. Maybe the Raptors weren't ever interested. I don't know what it was. I don't know what was going on. In any sense, it just, again, it just didn't happen. Looking at scores around the league, if you see me on my phone, sorry. I don't know what it was. Anyways, I was very high on Claxton, but it just didn't happen. Now he might be a finalist for Defensive Player of the Year. And you know, it's not like I'm always right about... I've been wrong about players, too, for sure. Just that's an example where my thoughts were good. Beasley for 3 out of the timeout, and he connects. The defense there was pretty soft. They expose it, and it's a 12-point game. How do I feel about Christian Wood? I like him. His defense is concerning. I like him as a player. I thought when it was Detroit who let him go, I thought the Raptors should have tried to get him, but I don't know if the fit is right for our team right now. Chua with the rebound, and he's fouled. Nice job on the offensive glass once again, although it was more of a mistake by Beasley in the Jazz uniform that allowed us to recover that second chance possession. Perimeter defense been an issue. Interior defense, I think, has been the bigger issue. It's been everything. Yeah. Chua missed the first free throw. All you can do for Webenyama is put your name in the hat. Best case, you have like the 5th or 6th highest odds at it. I suppose there's a chance, but like the reality is you put your name in the hat, your consolation is it's a pretty good draft class, it seems. You're going to get a good player. Chua makes the second of 2 free throws and adds on 1 point to make it an 11-point game here. We can't guard a lot of things. Having a rim protector also kind of aids the people on the perimeter because they can focus on that part a little bit more. I think having that presence there just completely reshapes your defense. If that makes sense. I did not describe it well there, for sure. 48-35, and Siakam spins off and hits. Siakam having a tough game, but good play there. Okay, winning Super Bowl. I'm pretty high on the Eagles winning. I hate the Eagles. I'm pretty high on them coming out as winners in that one. That team is just built so well. I feel like the Tampa Kansas Super Bowl where the Chiefs O-line got obliterated. I feel like the Eagles defensive line is going to really have a good game here. I think their secondary, which is also impressive, is going to be able to deal a lot with the Chiefs and their very depleted receiving core right now. Mahomes got to be a superhero to win that game, and granted, he's absolutely capable of doing that. I feel like the Eagles are going to win, though. That's my take. Anyways, back to basketball here. Malik Beasley's killing us at the moment. Chua to Van Vliet going up to the rim and putting it up and putting it in. Fred Van Vliet working really well here against the Utah Jazz. He's up to 4 for 8 from the field. And he's got, I think, 10 points now. So this is a game. So the Jazz are a team, heavy drop coverage team. And where they've been exposed by opponents is people who really thrive in mid-range. Raptors just don't have that, especially with the way Siakam's playing. You really need somebody to kind of pick apart that drop coverage. If anything, Fred has been doing that. He's had a couple of good looks in mid-range where he's finished. That's an area we can find success here, but those are inefficient shots. You still have to find a way to score at the rim, and it's just not been consistent for us doing that there. Here's Fred again, trying to get working. Nice feed to Achua, and they count that. Yeah, they're going to count that for goaltending. Great feed by Fred inside, and Achua will sneak in the 2-pointer there to make it an 11-point game. 5:24 to go in the second quarter. Lots of basketball still to play here. Achua got yanked early, but since then he's been impressive. And, we still haven't really worked back at all. I don't think he was yelling. He's just giving him defensive instructions. Please, allowed to talk to the player. I think Siakam will be an all-star come tomorrow. This game won't have any bearing on the results. They're probably already in. Another new subscribers here. Susan has subscribed. YouTube CEO. Thank you very much, Susan. Welcome to the Amateur Army. Hope you're enjoying the content so far. Why is Banton not in the G League? Because the G League, the 905 are on a break right now. Or else Koloko and Banton would probably be there. Fairly could be a vital piece to a charity team. I agree. I don't know if that's going to be with us. It could be with somebody else. I'm shaking my head with frustration. Raptors getting cooked by the Jazz. I think the Jazz are some superpower. What are they, 500? They're better than us, but not this much. You wonder why people don't play many minutes for the Raptors, and you see them play, and you go, oh. Van Vliet for 3, off the mark there. Achua gets the miss, and he's blocked. He's going up. Achua is just feeding off the offensive glass to very good avail here. And he's going to be heading back to the free throw line. Shake his head because of their music. The smooth jazz. No. Utah is not at all known for music, by the way. If you guys don't know, jazz is synonymous with New Orleans. Well, the Utah Jazz franchise used to be in New Orleans. They moved from New Orleans a long time ago now to Utah. But they moved so late in the offseason that they didn't have enough time to change their name from Jazz to something else, even though Jazz is so stupid for a team from Utah, that they just kept the name. And here we are today. And it took away probably one of the better names in all sports, the New Orleans Jazz, because that's amazing. New Orleans is the birthplace of jazz. But yeah, that's the story. They didn't have enough time to switch their name to anything else. And here they are, the Utah Jazz. All right, turnover there by the Raptors. Utah go the other way and miss, but Raptors take it the other way with Siakam going to the rim and laying it in and one. Siakam has woken up a little bit in the second quarter. It still isn't a great game from him, but he's starting to come along just a little bit here. And regardless, he is still drawing those fouls, at least for this team. Not as bad as Tampa season. I would say they're at least the Tampa season there was an excuse. There's no excuse really this season. I think I don't think I feel as bad as the Tampa season, because that Tampa season I just kind of I never really accepted, but this season I've more or less accepted our fate. At this point in Tampa season, I was still firmly win as many games as possible. But this season, I've accepted a bit more. So, I don't know what's worse. Raptors were coming off the 2 seed the year before the Tampa season. So, there were high expectations for that year as well. Both are bad. Let's be honest. Both are bad. Siakam misses the second free throw. Come on, Spicy P. He's 3 for 6 from free throws. Wow, what is going on with this guy? We need that All-Star break, man. February 15th starts the All-Star break. Conley moving forward and finishing at the rim. Did I miss something? Watched some of the Raptors games last season. I'm so confused how this team has regressed, even though they have the exact same roster. I think the NBA has adapted a lot, and we have not adapted with it. I think that's where the same roster has struggled so much. A lot of what was so different about this team last season, this is my thoughts watching them. Nice play with Siakam again at the rim. Nice feed inside. So a lot of, first of all, the league is a lot better. The Eastern Conference is a lot better. Teams have improved quite a bit. There's a lot more parity. This is the most parity I've ever seen. So nightly competition is greater on a consistent basis. I think that's part of it. And I think the biggest thing is a lot of what we did last season, which was so foreign, so strange, so unique, has really been kind of figured out by opposition teams, and they've made adjustments to that. Like a lot of the defensive schemes from earlier on in the season we were using, teams are really picking apart. Where last season it was working. I think that's what I would say is probably the biggest thing. All right, German, no problem. See you later, buddy. Barnes blocked as he's going up, and Conley gets the rebound, surges towards the rim, finds Clarkson in the corner for three, and he makes it a 13-point game. Jazz keeping the Raptors at more than arm's lengths away. They just continue to find ways to score and doing enough on defense. 60 points already for the Utah Jazz. We're 8 for 18 from three. Raptors are 1 for 10 from three as Barnes finishes inside. Oh, Nurse had to use the bench. Look how bad these guys are playing. Nice steal there by Trent. He'll take this to the rim and hopefully finish. Yes, he will. We're back to single digits here. 9-point game. They're just hitting their shots. Parity isn't good for the NBA. Let us be good. Parity's very good for the league. It makes the league more entertaining. Like, we don't have those clear-cut super teams anymore, which is nice. It could return, but there's no, like, clear-cut. Although I think super teams are a little bit out of fashion right now. I think the depth is slightly more prioritized right now, although there hasn't really been a good example. Like, that Brooklyn team, that three-headed monster, it wasn't healthy for the playoffs, so we have no idea what they could have been. They had half of James Harden, no Kyrie, and KD was otherworldly, but it just wasn't enough there. Van Vliet, nice drive past Kessler. What a finish. Fred Van Vliet having himself a really nice performance here. I don't know where we would be without Fred Van Vliet tonight. Gallinari's not, I mean, I know he's injured, but he wasn't going to be that much of a factor. And I would predict he would not have been in their playoff rotation, even if he was healthy, to be honest. I don't know. Like, obviously, this team needs a rim protector. Very, very obvious. I agree, David. They may not address that this season. It might be in the off season, bro. If they don't get a rim protector by next season, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. That'd be just incompetence on a whole new level. If they start next season still having not replaced Ibaka and Gasol, it'd be crazy. Well, I guess with any, like, I guess super teams, you're risky with the depth, sure. But I think any team, like, if your star player goes down, then you can't win from that point. But I see what you're saying. You're more at risk in those scenarios. I guess during the season as well, like the Raptors when they won the championship, like Kawhi Leonard was load managing all throughout the year. 7-point game, by the way. Could be 5 here. Siakam to Fred. Now Achua. Take that inside. Achua right to the rack. All right. Bit of a fight back here. It's a 5-point game. Achua flying to the rim. 8-0 run. The championship season. The Raptors had a better win percentage without Kawhi than with Kawhi. That's not the Raptors were better without Kawhi. I'm just saying the depth. Like, we could manage those games, right? We could manage in those times without Kawhi. That maybe other teams around the league cannot do as well. Fred to the rim again, and Fred VanVleet scoring again. How impressive has Fred VanVleet been tonight? 6 for 13, 6 for 12 from the field. 10-0 run by the Raptors. Clarkson kicking out to Markkanen for 3, and he ends the 10-0 run and finishes there. Fred is he's performing like what he was last season when he was an all-star. It's obviously way too late. He's not going to be an all-star. I'm not saying that. But the last few weeks, he's been at that all-star level again. If you want to trade him, maybe at the right time. If you don't want to trade him, then also maybe the right time. Fred here, blocked on the 3, gets his own miss, but he eventually, I think he'll get credit for that turnover, or the miscredit, whatever you want to say. That, unfortunate. Yeah, January, as bad as the Ravs have been, Fred has been excellent. Found his rhythm. That's the thing. The shots are falling. The confidence is back up. And the playmaking has been much better. Some things still aren't there. Like the point of attack defense is still not great. But offensively, he has been everything he was last season when he was an all-star. It's almost like good players can figure it out and get their game back. The divide happened when they did those Gillette commercials. No, it's because Scotty Barnes did Bullway, and everybody got mad that why would you do Bullway, dumbass? Who's gonna buy that? I don't know. If I'm the Raptors, I trade OG for Aiden. Sure, but Phoenix, I don't think are doing anything like that. Siakam to Gary. Step back at the buzzer. Oh, Gary Trent connects it right at the stroke of halftime. And the 5-point deficit looks a lot more manageable. So as bad as it's been, as bad as it's been for Toronto in this game, and it's been pretty ugly, you're down by 5. Selfish Gary Trent looked off a wide open VanVleet. Bad teammate. Trade him. I know you're joking. I hope. Wow, Fred's been great. Achua's been great. That's about it. Oh, I mean, Boucher's been all right. That's about it. That being said, here we are in this game. A lot of offensive rebounds is why we have a lot of these shots that have gone up, I think. Yeah, Raptors have 15 offensive rebounds to 3. So the box scores, it's a little bit flawed. We'll pull it up here. It's been a little bit flawed. Not from, like, individuals. Like, Siakam's 4 for 12. That's bad. He's got 11 points, 4 assists, 7 rebounds. Another off game. January has not been Siakam's month, unfortunately. Chua's been great. Got yanked pretty early, but came back in, was making a big difference. He's got 9 points. He's got 4 rebounds and an assist. He's looking pretty good out here right now. Further down, Scotty Barnes. Tough game for him. 3 for 14, but 7 points, 9 rebounds. Where we kind of miscued on the field goals for Barnes. He had 4 misses on the same possession where he just kept missing at the rim. And then the next possession, he had 2 misses at the rim. So that's where you see the 6 offensive rebounds. Exactly. The 4, well, it would be the 3 plus the 1. So he's had 2 others beyond that. But that's where you see a lot of that. Raptors, I don't know where they'd be tonight without Fred VanVleet. He is doing everything except hit a fucking 3-pointer. He's got 16 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal. He's 6 for 13 from the field. Unfortunately, has not hit the threes today. So this means he sucks because he does anything else, but this is the bad stat, and I don't like him. Gary Trent is 3 for 10. He's struggled, but hit that big shot at the end at least to get us into a 5-point game. First quarter, it really looked like things were going to run away from the Raptors, but the bench did make a little bit of a difference for a period. And Nick went to them early, and he's gone to them a little bit more often than normal today. Banton, he's +3, which actually might be the highest in the team. I thought he was getting hunted on defense, and he was getting kind of cooked a bit by Mike Conley. Malachi Flynn came in. Yeah, this doesn't do much, with all due respect. Koloko came in. Teams just really look for him on defense. Offensively, like I think his defense is still fine to play. He just doesn't give you anything on offense, unfortunately. And those things will come over time. He's just not quite there yet. Boucher provided a bit of energy. Sure. 4 points. We move. Thaddeus Young, he's just there. He's just there. So where you see some big discrepancies, because they're shooting really well. They're 56 and 39. We're 40 and 17 shooting, yet we're down by 5 because we've taken 20 more shots than them because we have 15 offensive rebounds to their 3. That's certainly part of it. Also, part of it is the fact that they have 11 turnovers to our 2. So if Utah gets some ball security and box out at the rim, they're going to slaughter us the way this game is going. But the Raptors, as we've seen in this stretch, they always stay competitive. A lot of that comes down to the work ethic. A lot of that comes down to the hustle. I see a lot of people mentioning that this team's already tanking. They're already checked out. I don't know how you can watch this team and say they're checked out. They don't care. Nurse has lost the locker room. They don't like they're out there fighting every single game. It may not be the prettiest on-court product, but you can't convince me they don't care. They're not fighting anything. That's not enough to satisfy me as a fan watching this team, but it's better than watching a team that has absolutely given up. It's really not good to be 2 of 12 from 3, and they are 9 of 23. And they have 1 less to make than us on 20 less shots. That's just how the game has gone. But we're down by 5, and we've got a full half of basketball to go to see how it all pans out in the end. Yeah. A lot of guys that just, you see play, you just want, they just don't really do enough, you know what I mean? And I think this is a scenario in which you see Banton check in where he's just not really doing enough for the team. I'm just checking scores around the league. Kings beat the Spurs. We already heard the other ones. Boston won 139-96. Warriors up by 1 with 4:33 to go on the Timberwolves. That's an interesting finish. What are you guys saying? Fred, scrappy as hell. I mean, a little bit. I just think he's been playing well. He's exposing the drop coverage. The Jazz get killed by mid-range guys. If you're a good pull-up shooter in mid-range, you can absolutely fry the Jazz. Raptors don't really have that, and the Jazz are begging you to hit in mid-range. Unfortunately, Gary hasn't gotten those areas and hasn't had any success. Siakam has had success in those areas this season. He's definitely not had it today. Fred is making use of it. He's over 4 from 3, but he is 6 of 13 from the field. So 6 makes on the inside, some at the rim, of course, but 2 or 3 in those settings where he's beating that drop coverage. A couple mid-range shots. I think one was a floater. One was a layup where he got fouled, and a deeper layup as he's getting fouled. So Fred brought the energy, sparked a bit of this comeback, keeping us in the game. So shout out definitely to Fred VanVleet for that. I know people are going to criticize him though because there's a 3 that he got blocked, and he's over 4 from 3, but. You definitely can't put this one on him. You want to put this game, I hate putting specific games on guys, but if you want to do that today, then it's got to be, I would say Siakam, but also Scotty Barnes definitely not exempt for the way they've played on offense. But I hate always having to, people if they look for somebody to blame. We lost because this guy. This is the reason we lost. Guys have bad games. In the end, it's a team sport. Some games a guy's going to win you a game, and maybe sometimes he's going to cost you a game. But the consistency of which these things happen is important to recognize. And for Siakam, it's very much consistently. He's not like this. And same for Scotty Barnes these days. So I can figure that. And that was the thing about Fred VanVleet when he was struggling for an extended period of time. He's a good player who can definitely figure that sort of thing out. But I was patient at least, and now we're more than reaping the benefits of it, the way he's playing. And if he is traded, then, well, at least he got his trade value up by a pretty high degree. Sorry, I haven't checked in on the Twitch chat here, but let's check in here. Swatter said, no excuse ever, there is circumstance. We played 5 games, our top 7 players. We didn't play our first game with our top 7 all in lineup game tonight. Are you saying, like, okay, like, no excuse for... Sorry, there's no excuse for how bad. I meant like the overwhelming excuse for the Tampa season. Well, you played 82 or 72 games away from home. This season, every team's got injuries. You gotta find a way to still win games. Like, it sucks. Injuries are part of the game. Raptors, when they've been successful, they've been next man up. They fought through these injuries. Like, you're never gonna have a perfect season for health. So, certainly they haven't helped. Maybe we've had more bad luck in those areas than others, but even when we are healthy, we still don't win games consistently. So it's tough to really say that is the reason things are going so far south this season. We talk about right now. Smallest guy on the team has been the most physical, grabbing boards. I like that. Fred VanVleet, at least he's doing it. Somebody's got to do it. At least he's doing it. More mid-range last several games. Maybe a little. Today in particular, that is a distinct area of weakness that teams can identify against the Jazz. The Jazz have that specific area of weakness. Maybe not weakness. So I've always talked about the efficiency in the NBA, how much better it is, because there's much less mid-range shots than there's been before. And that's true. Offensively, you want to limit your mid-range shots. You want to focus on the most efficient shots, which are shots to the rim and three-pointers. Even more specifically, you can look for specific areas around the three-point arc. Mid-range shots are inefficient other than like maybe 10 to 15 players in the league, or like stars like Siakam, who, not showing it tonight, but he needs the mid-range shot to attract defenses to him in those areas. It needs to be good enough that defense plays up on him so he can get on the inside still. I always thought about that from an offensive standpoint. Where I've never thought about the efficiency, the whole thing about efficiency and mid-range and just not shooting mid-range. What I never until this week thought about enough, at least, and I understood drop coverage and all that, but I never thought about the theory of forcing a team to take all those shots in mid-range. So going like all out, like no mid-range shots, focus on the most efficient shots. Well, how about enticing teams into taking those mid-range shots more often than not? That was something I just never really thought about as such a focus for your defense. It seems like the Jazz are taking that approach a little bit. Golden State are a team that is absolutely taking that approach as well. But it's known that if you're like a sniper in mid-range, or you got the green light in mid-range, you typically see good numbers when you come up against the Utah Jazz. And Fred is taking advantage of that. Now, we need Siakam to take advantage of that as well. We need Gary Trent to take advantage of that as well, because those are two solid mid-range shooters, particularly Pascal Siakam, the way he has played this season. He has got to do a lot better in those scenarios, in those situations tonight. But, hey, if we're going to shoot poorly, at least we're crashing the glass. We have 15 offensive rebounds to their 3. We're forcing turnovers. We only have 2 turnovers here. If it wasn't for the offensive rebounding and the turnovers, we'd be getting lit up tonight. So at least we have that going for ourselves tonight. And it's keeping us competitive, because it was seeming like a game that was going to be unwatchable for a while as the Jazz went up. I think it got to 41-29, and things were looking really bleak. Even near the end of the quarter, it was 60-47, and a nice 10-0 run by the Raptors got us back into the game. And the buzzer beater from Trent keeps us at 5 instead of 8. And that just looks a whole lot better psychologically going into those halftime periods. There's a whole ass conversation going on in chat. I don't know what's going on. How do you feel about Jalen Williams' package for OG? I think you spelt... So there's 2 Jalen Williamses on OKC. Noah, I think you spelt it incorrectly for both of them. There's 2 Jalen Williamses on OKC, and you spelt both of them incorrectly. So I have no idea who you're talking about. There is the Jalen, Jalen, and the Jalen, Jaylin. How many of you think OG will actually get traded? Let's go back to this discussion. How many of you actually believe that OG Anunoby is going to get traded? I feel like it's around 50-50. You know what? I would say maybe even a little bit less than 50-50. I think it's slightly more likely that he stays, but I still see a great percentage suggesting he could go. Poll, I guess we could do the poll. It's a good idea. Let's start a poll. Will OG Anunoby be a Raptors player beyond the 2023 deadline? And post that. Let's see. DraftKings says there's an 83% chance he gets traded, which is bullshit. But let's see what you guys think. We're going to assume the road trip is going to end either 3-4 or 4-3. So not good enough to suggest to the front office that we should be trying to win basketball games. That's what we're going to assume. We're going to assume we're not going to win the next 3 games, including tonight. Based on your forecast or how the next 2.5 games are going to go, vote in the poll. So 62% think he will stay at the moment, 34 likes. Second half has just started, guys, so we'll get back involved with that, but we'd love to hear your thoughts in the poll as well. Depends on everything. Depends on everything. Just vote based on what you think. Depends on this, depends on that, of course. But just based on what you think right now. How things are going to play out. How you think things are going to play out. I'd say bench has been used more than normal so far in this game, or standard from Nurse. Boucher has gotten solid minutes. Hit that like button. Let's try to get 100 likes in today's stream. I think we're at like 65 or 62. Appreciate the support so far, guys. If you want to see a watch party like this for every Raptors game and also videos all throughout the week, we're on the 3rd of at least 7 straight days of content here. Then make sure you're involved with Amateur Sports. Sub today. Well, appreciate it. Let's get to 14,000. Barnes for 3, and the Raptors get started with a 3-pointer here. Raptors have made 3 3-pointers tonight so far. That's not good. We are 3 of 13. Walker Kessler to Clarkson for Olynyk for 3. He's off the mark. Rebound, batted out, but Trent comes up with it. Gives it to Fred for 3. And Fred VanVleet has his first 3-pointer of the night. All right, 50 votes. Interesting there. Bro, what is your obsession with Ty Washington? This guy's in the G League. So the vote would suggest that most people think he will stay. But there is still the hint of he could go away. If we get 3 first, like a decent young player and salary filler, I'm not against it. A chew at the rim, bro. You gotta hit that. Gotta hit that, Precious. Man, Utah fans really don't sit in their seats at the start of the half. I thought Raptors were bad with that. Utah fans, I don't know what the hell they do in Utah. They're studying the Book of Mormon or something. Siakam misses at the rim, going up again, missing again, going up again, and finishing this time. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And if then you don't succeed, well, maybe you should kick out. But he tried again and he made it. 2 young prospects, 1 pick. Well, yeah, there's a whole bunch of things that you could look at. But it seems the Raptors have gotten in a situation where they're getting high value for him. Ball is drilled out of bounds by the Jazz, and it's another turnover, and the Raptors lead. If I'm not mistaken, this is the first lead since it was 2-0. Raptors haven't led much. If it's beyond that, Raptors haven't led much tonight. I tell you what. Achua to Siakam. Now Fred attacking the rim. Can't finish. Raptors up 1, 68-67. It's a long game. I tried to tell you guys. It's a long game. We're back in it now. When it looked like it was impossible, we're back in. Jason, thank you so much for dropping a like and subscribing. Appreciate it. Welcome to the Amateur Army. If you're ever wondering why your name doesn't pop up like on my feed here when you subscribe, it's because your YouTube subscriptions are listed as private on your profile, which is the default setting. You would have to enable it being public in order to appear on the stream when you subscribe. If anybody was curious or is curious as to why your name hasn't or will not feature there. So if that's something you care about, then make sure you have it set to public. If not, I mean, like, look, we still have great content here, and if you like the Raptors, you'll love the channel. Raptors up 1, but Walker Kessler takes the lead away and puts the Jazz back up 71-70. Hopefully momentum sustains here. Van Vliet bringing forward for the Raptors now. Attacking the rim and just missing on the layup. Barnes misses the putback, then misses with the right. Wow, Barnes has had a tough game. Gary Trent for 3. Just like you draw it up. Instead of the 2, we'll take the 3. Raptors lead by 2. Siakam has got himself going. He's up to 6 for 16 after that horrendous start. Starting to chip away back into those categories. Unfortunately, Barnes still struggling to score, affecting the game from a rebounding standpoint, although a lot of them are just because he's missing and getting his own, you know what, a lot of them are he's missing and getting his own misses to rim. But Sky's getting in good areas. Just those are the ones we got to see fall. I like the aggression, what he's showing tonight. We just need to see those shots fall a little bit more. 5 to 10K fine for Miss Bunny. They gotta clown you or something at practice. Gotta get those to go for sure. Respect the effort. Respect getting those rebounds. You gotta do more. I wouldn't imagine. Oh, sorry. This is on Twitch. I wouldn't imagine OG being traded, but Masai loves risks. Does things out of the ordinary trades. I don't know if he does risks. They all seem pretty calculated. And I mentioned before, he hasn't lost a trade. But like you said, Masai is hard to read. You generally have no idea what's up his sleeve most of the time. Everyone wants to give picks for OG. Masai don't like trading for picks. I guess he hasn't done it yet. But he's never been in the position where we need to maybe retool / rebuild the team this heavily. Like the season this 2 years ago in Tampa. Like we knew we had a good team. We just needed to retool a little bit. But an entire tenure here, it's been about getting better. And getting all those draft picks doesn't do that. It's about getting the right pieces, fitting the pieces into your puzzle and finding the right guys to do that. So he's never been in a position where he's had to kind of reshuffle the franchise and where they stand. So we've never seen him with the opportunity to make that sort of trade is what I'm trying to say. So we'll see. Charbel says we should not trade him. I don't want to trade him, but if he wants to leave, then I'm not going to stop him. No, if we're getting 3 picks, they're going to be they're not going to be great picks. Like, they're going to be first, but they're not going to be great first-round picks. Yeah, Scotty's trying. What makes it look worse is that he's missed 8 of his own putbacks. But he's missed them, right? 4 on one play. He missed 4 shots on one play, which inflates it. But he missed them. You gotta fucking make those, right? Steve, I'm completely on the same page with you, man. That's what I've conveyed on the channel as well in 2 videos ago. He wants to get more touches, but if he gets traded, he's going to like Memphis or Pelicans or a contender who's going to give him even less than here. So, whatever. Clarkson for 3 out of the timeout, and that restores the Utah Jazz advantage. 74-73. Siakam in mid-range, off the mark. You don't need that shot, Pascal, right now. Siakam 6 of 17. Markkanen for 3 now, and he connects as well. How are these guys so open? Well, I mean, like, OG's about to go into a contract year, so he wants to pad his stats to get that paycheck. I mean, I can understand a bit. How do I think 90s players do in today's game? It'd be quite the shock to how the offense is played. There'd be an adapting period, but people would adapt. Good basketball players adapt. Chua with the right. Nice finish off the Fred feed. It'd be quite the adjustment. Defensively, it'd be a big adjustment because of all the hand checking that you can't do now. But good, like I said, good players adapt. Nice move by Fred to the rim. Burns the layup. Man, a lot of smoked layups tonight. A lot of smoked layups by both teams. Not by us. A lot of players on our team is what I meant to say. Like Siakam, Barnes, Van Vliet there. Like we smoked a lot of layups. Kessler with an offensive rebound and finishes up to 4 points for the Jazz. Trent stepping back for 2 and getting it at the elbow. Nice take. Nice smooth shot for Trent. There's probably a lot of just deadly three-point shooters that got buried a little bit in the 90s. That would be excellent players right now. But eras change. You got to adapt. As I said, Markkanen another 3, and the Jazz letting it rain from deep, and the Raptors cannot keep up. What the hell, man? 82-77. It's a high-scoring game. Van Vliet for 2, and he gets it again. Letting the mid-range jumper work to great avail tonight. Frederico. Clarkson to Markkanen. Please defend the three-point line. Please defend the three-point line. Clarkson lobbed up to Kessler. Gets his own sort of miss, and this time he's fouled by Achua. Walker Kessler tonight. Walker Kessler's a good player, man. I am pretty sold on this guy after watching today's game. He can really play. Chat's going too quick for me. I don't know what's going on, Roman. I'm sure you've got control. Yeah, rebuilding team is not trading all that for OG right now. Like, the only teams that are trading for OG are contenders who are going to give him less touches than he gets in Toronto. That's my point on him. Oh, man, that's like the worst thing. Kessler misses a free throw, gets his own miss, and then they score 2 off the ensuing play. You got to box out on free throws, man. Gary Trent with the right and does not get it to go. If there's a foul, Trent will head to the line here. Would I trade Gary Trent Jr. for the Lakers 2027 unprotected first? In a heartbeat. Easy. Easy. That I think those Laker picks are going to be so valuable. I think that team is headed for a rough period in the franchise's history when LeBron leaves. I would love to get that pick. I think like Gary's value right now is probably not that good of a first round pick. So to get that Lakers one, I think you're getting a great one. I see a lot of these comments about Trent, and it's like why is there so keen on trading Gary? For good reason, I agree. Like he's kind of exactly what the Raptors need, but you have to recognize the contract situation. If you genuinely can't figure out a contract extension, and it's a fear you're going to lose him for nothing, then maybe you consider trading him because of that. Personally, I'd like to figure out a contract with him instead, but if there's like genuine fear from the front office that he'd go for free, then they would have to move him, right? That's the difference. I mean, listen, I'm on your side. Like I think Gary is the guy you should invest in for like a 4-year contract. If he wants $20 million a year, no problem. I'll give no problem. If he's looking for low 20s, no problem for 4 years. You can have that. But we don't know what that whole situation is. Koloko with the push shot, no good. Boucher with the rebound, no good. Going up again, and this time he is fouled. Gonna head to the line with Raptors down by 6. Raptors had themselves up briefly, but the Jazz have really exploded from 3 in the last few minutes. Got themselves back up by 6 points here. He's worth around 20. He's worth more than 20. 20 plus. At least 20. I think he'll get like 21.5 to 22. I don't think he's getting mid 20s. I don't think so. Like the market always surprises me. I feel like that's a bit too much for him. Some team will overpay. I guess not completely. Like the Lakers might do that. You're right. That still feels a little steep to me. I could be wrong. Raptors forced a turnover, and Boucher takes it to the hole and makes it a one-possession game here, 87-84. So that's true. If you let him test free agency, somebody might pay up because of if there's a bidding war. Lakers have all that Westbrook money, man. They're about to go crazy this offseason. Clarkson with the right finishes inside. 80-94. That was so easy. Well, Boucher and pump fake. Man, ain't nobody falling for a Boucher pump fake. Fred moving forward, and he's fouled. Fred's having a great game, man. Just chugging along. Fred might drop a triple-double tonight. He's got 9 rebounds, 7 assists. Fred might drop a triple-double here. Sorry. So the Miles Turner thing, I feel like I should look this up. I was wrong about the Turner contract. So it was reported as 2 years, $60 million. But I believe it's 2 years, 40, but $20 million was added on to this year's contract, which equates to 60. It's reconstructed. So he's getting 17 right now for this year, and then he's getting 41 for the next 2 seasons, which is great for Turner, by the way, I think. But it was reported as 2 years, 60. So obviously, I think 30 a year, but it's 2 years, but he's getting 60 total, but distributed over this season plus 2 more. I thought as well. I thought the same thing. I thought it was 2 years, $30 million a year, but it's 2 years, like 20, 21 a year, and reconstructed this year to make more. Very strange. Yeah, I think there's similar things he does to OG. That's a solid comparison for value. If Indiana want OG, I'd take like Miles Turner extended now. That's very intriguing to me. You don't have to worry about the contract thing. $40 a beer at the game. People are gonna pay. I'm gonna pay, I guess. I don't go to games though. I don't think I'll go to a Raptors game this season, unless I'm offered chances. Raptors get the steal, one possession game. With the right, it was, I guess, a lob up to Boucher that might have been in the cylinder, but it's not caught, and it's a 1-point game. Chris Boucher having some impact at the basket once again in the second half. Indiana do that trade. That's the thing. Apparently, they've been interested, right? And I don't know why they would do that either. But if they want, then I'm open to it. They would do that if they're leaning into tanking this season. And you're giving OG the green light when he's there, and they're gonna find some a way to restructure the team in the summer. That's why they do it. I don't buy that, but like I'm saying, that's why they would do it. They want to tank. They want to commit to a tank this year. Build around like OG and Hallie. Give OG the extension that he wants. Give him more of a green light on offense. That would be my rationale, but I don't think that's something that would happen. See, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Is extending Turner making him better for a trade or worse for a trade? I feel like, for me, it's better. I'd feel more comfortable trading for Turner now, knowing he's got that extension. But there could be other teams in the league who are looking to kind of get that salary and get it off the books after the season. I don't know, but 20 a year for Turner sounds like a steal. There's no way, like, the lottery is just straight up a thing of chance. We have no idea. Yeah, I don't see the Turner for OG. I'm just speculating. I'm not even speculating. I'm just hypothetically saying. And yeah, this is his career year for sure. You think it's better for trade? I think so too. Especially knowing it's a good contract. You know, it would have been, I guess they maybe would have handcuffed themselves. They could have given him a fat deal. Not a fat deal, but a really good deal for him and then traded him for a team that's like more desperate, but then that devalues him. I don't know. I'm talking out of my ass. Where did I get that shirt? It was the Raptors 75th anniversary shirt. Warm-up shirt from last year. You can get it. I don't know if you can still get it. It was last year, but it was available at Real Sports, NBA.com, Lids, like all those main hitters. Fanatics. It was a lot of places it was available. I don't want to misquote here, but you were calling reports of Toronto looking at OG and Turner swaps at last year's deadline garbage. I mean, I would have maintained that. Like, you know, we're a while away here. There's no fucking shot I would have done OG for Turner last year. A lot changes in a year, man. Would I trade OG for Turner, Duarte in a first, and Indiana first? Duarte doesn't hold a ton of value to me, but you know, that's a guy who can shoot, has potential. He was a lottery pick after all. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'd do that. I'd do that, especially with that Turner extension. I think that's valuable. I don't think Turner's getting 3 first-round picks. I think OG's worth more. Like OG Turner straight up for a straight up trade is OG is more value to me. The Raptors cost them turn mad they could shoot. Yep. I don't know where you can get that, Cueto, unfortunately. I guess a bit of the bargaining power is gone, but then all the reports are saying that they might get 3 firsts for him, so I don't know. I believe OG still leads the league in steals. Oh, he's second now. Okay, well. 3-point game here. The RAP channel, rap, hip-hop rap. The rap channel has just subscribed. Welcome to the amateur army. Appreciate that. Hope you're enjoying the content so far. You just subscribe yourself to a watch party like this for virtually every single Raptors game. And also videos all throughout the week about this team. So thank you to the Rap channel for doing that. If you guys want to join them, get involved with all this great Raptors content, especially trade deadlines coming up. Lots of great content on the way as the Raptors definitely are set to make some moves before that February 9th deadline. Get involved by subscribing. And also, please make sure you've hit the like button on this stream in particular. Support this stream. Try to get us up to 100 likes. We're still in the third quarter here. A little bit less play-by-play tonight than normal because I'm invested in the chat. But Raptors down 5. Barnes to Boucher, and Boucher keeps finding those cuts and keeps finding the easy buckets. 93-90. I'm sure they're worried about Fred as well. But Fred, I think they will. I don't think it'll be that big of an issue to extend Fred if the Raptors want to. Clarkson outside to Vanderbilt, then Sexton. Now Clarkson opposite corner, and he hits it at the buzzer. The shot clock buzzer, that is. Tough shot, man. Clarkson's looking sharp tonight. I mean, they're dropping, as you said. I don't think we'll lose Fred for nothing. I feel strongly. And an 8-second violation by Fred, man, this guy's going to get cooked. He's gonna drop a triple-double. He's like carried us all night. He's going to get cooked for that. I don't know. The reports on OG this time seem very real. Yeah, no, Fred got there. That was definitely more than 8. Yeah, that was definitely more than 8. Harrison Reed, 24, has just subscribed. Welcome to the Amateur Army. Appreciate that. Subscribe yourself to Raptors watch parties for virtually every single Raptors game and videos all throughout the week. Thank you again to Harrison. Harrison Reed is a Premier League player as well. I know. I feel like the offseason, I guess, had validity to it, and I was wrong. I feel like there is something to the OG stories right now. Like, no player is going to outright say they're unhappy because that just ruins their trade value. But how's Clarkson playing? He's looked pretty good to me. I don't know how many points he has. 20 seconds to go in the quarter. Sexton, 5 on the shot clock. Good defense by Fred. Vanderbilt tough 3 with Barnes all over him. Good defense. Fred with the rebound. Take it the other way. That's 11 rebounds for Fred. Take it to the cup and finishing there. Wow. Fred VanVleet, what a play there. He is 3 assists away from a triple-double tonight. Rudy Gay at the buzzer does not get it off in time, and it does not hit as well. So the Raptors, from where this game could have gotten out of hand multiple times, they are right here down by 4 heading into the fourth quarter, and it's been largely in part to the great play here by Fred VanVleet. What about this trade? Suns receive Fred, Thad. Lakers receive Chris Paul. Jay Crowder. Raptors receive Russ. And a 2027 first-round pick. I don't think that's enough for Fred. All right. Let's go to the box score. From that quarter. How about Fred? 25 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, and a block. 1 steal and a block. He is 3 assists away from a triple-double. He's 9 for 20 from the field. He's done everything. He's done everything tonight. Everything for us. And one of only 2 Raptors players in the positive. Not that holds a ton of value, but look at those numbers, man. And watch the way he's been playing. Gary Trent has really come along not really come along. He's come along a little bit. Had a couple makes there. He's 5 for 12. Scotty Barnes continues to struggle shooting. 10 rebounds, 10 points, 12 rebounds. A lot of those rebounds on his own misses, but at least he's crashing the glass well. Got to finish those. Siakam has struggled tonight. He's got 15 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. We need to come out better here. He's had a rough week or two, maybe even more. Let's see that star player. Let's see that all-star player shine through in the final minutes here. Achua has been solid all night. He's got 11 points, 5 rebounds, 5 for 6 shooting. Want to see a bit more of him. We had some good production out of Koloko defensively in those minutes. Need to see more from him offensively still, but you got that defensive production. And Boucher continues to make those good cuts and finish well at the rim. Raptors, please don't put out as bad of a lineup as you put out for that fucking game against Phoenix. Come through with a good lineup here. But Fred, triple-double hunting. How incredible would that be as we progress through this game? Yeah, that 8-second violation was dumb. Very, very dumb. Fred VanVleet, 27 and 5. You're selling Fred short, man. He can score more than 15 a game. Okay. Raptors played well since that first quarter. And it starts off with a Jazz miss on a dunk from Beasley. Beasley only hits threes, man. Siakam attacking the rim. He's stripped away, and he turns it over. Oh, my goodness. Regular 6. He's he's a volume shooter. I think that's just where he's at his best. He's a volume shooter. Beasley for 3 can't hit this one either, and Siakam probably should have had that rebound. The Jazz break a double and have some open look inside, but Siakam fouls. I think that's Vanderbilt, who will head to the line now. Yeah, not Siakam's finest game at all. Yeah, if he really wanted to, but some guy how can I explain this? I feel like Fred is more effective taking high volume of shots from 3, and that just keeps him in rhythm. I'm not describing it well, but there's certain players that just fit that profile. I don't know how. I don't know why it's better. I don't know how to describe it, but the efficiency for some guys, like Fred, is good enough to shoot high volume. Where it's not as efficient, but he's scoring more and affecting the game more as a result. Is what I'm saying. Allen Iverson, that's a great example. Nice cut by Boucher and finishes again there. Because you're not getting assists doesn't mean you're not getting. Yeah, I mean, if you get 0 blocks all season to be the best interior defender, I'll just alter every shot in your area. You don't need the blocks. Yeah, of course. And Boucher misses the free throw on the end one, but it's a 96-94 game. Yeah, this January has not been great from Siakam. I guess either end of the court, really. Other than that Kings game where on defense he was a menace. It's been inconsistent on defense. I don't know if he's what it is. Is he gassed? Is it just a player slumping? I don't know. Who will win? I don't know. Let's find out. Delano going forward, striding inside and throwing it right at Markkanen, but somehow Siakam comes up with it and throws it down at the rim. Tie game, 96-96. Is it just fatigue is caught for him a little bit? Is it just something? It could be a combination. He'll be back. He'll be back. I ain't concerned. Markkanen for 3. Well, I'm slightly concerned, but he'll be back. I know he'll be back. Every player has tough stretches. Every player. Siakam, it's batted away by Connolly. Skip the All-Star break. Maybe it's good for him to not make the All-Star team. Inbound by Banton to Barnes. Back to Banton. Defended by Conley. Banton kick to Barnes. Working on Markkanen. Long 2 is good. Wow. Scotty Barnes for 2. And the Raptors lead 98-96. Had to trade OG. Where would you like to see him go? I don't give a shit where he goes. I ain't a guy that's what's the best fit for him? Bro, if you want to leave, fuck you. I'm taking the best value. With that in mind, Memphis is intriguing. 3-pointer there drops for who was that? I didn't even see that. The Jazz hit a 3, 99-98. Withdraw, knowing you got that star next to you on B-ball reference. Siakam kicking out to Barnes for 3. This one doesn't go for Barnes. Weak side rebound for Markkanen. And a little bit of fight there for the Raptors, but it is a Jazz ball on the baseline. You know what? OKC. Yeah, they'd be cool. Because you get some Clippers picks. You could get Jalen Williams, the Jalen Williams. There's 2 Jalen Williamses. And another 3 drops. And the Jazz up to 102.98. Agbaji with a couple threes there. Recent lottery pick. He was in that Donovan Mitchell trade. Siakam backing down. Beasley. Conley switches on. Beasley again spins off to the rim and finishes. There's Siakam at his best. Get into the rim. And he's up to 8 for 19 from the field. So from that torrid start from the field, Siakam has really fought himself back into solid field goal percentage. He still hasn't had the greatest game defensively or from a turnover perspective, but he's the shots are starting to fall after that 0-7 start. Inside by Conley and finished by Vanderbilt. Jazz just still providing consistent flow of offense. Yeah, I wouldn't say he's not trying. I would never say that. It's not his character at all. He's a worker, man. You don't go from an energy guy deep in the bench to a near superstar player without working. Siakam's fading off for 2, just bounces out. A lot of those, that's not falling for him today. Conley to the rim and tipped away by Thad, and that could have easily been Raptors' ball. Nick Nurse is adamant it is. He wants to challenge it, I think. Oh, we work hard for our buckets. The offense not fluid. It looks like Nurse is going to challenge this. He was very adamant right away that it was going to be Raptors basketball. Barnes is, I don't know, talking about something, but here we are. Oh, if he goes to Oakis, we're not going to get Giddey, unfortunately. I'm still here for betting on the Raptors. What the fuck is Precious Hart riding the bench for centers that never play? What? I mean, I'm also sitting on an Achua over here that was on pace and now no longer is on pace, but man, Raptors are playing well. And Boucher has looked really good, so I guess that's why they've kind of kept him in. But I'm going to safely assume Achua will close this game. Yeah, I always tell you guys not to bet parlays. They're fun, but like sportsbooks ain't making their millions of dollars off of straight bets. They're making them off of your bad bets. Parlays are one of them. Their hold increases on them. Their house edge increases on them. Anyways, that's a whole story. All right. Raptors down by 4. They have looked not at their best for large chunks of this game, but have really started to find ways to not quite get to their best, but to look better, to keep up with this Utah Jazz team. It's not been the prettiest of ways, but they've been forcing turnovers. They've committed 6. The Jazz have committed, how many have they committed? Well, it says they committed, they're at 14 now, so they've cleaned that up a little bit. How many offensive rebounds we got? We have 23 offensive rebounds. It's gritty. It's feisty from us. They're out shooting us, but the Raptors, the competitive edge is still there. The fight is still there from these guys, from these players. We'll see if they can find a way here. I'm not confident. My criticism from this team a lot this season has been they can't get it done in these close finishes. So we'll see if they're able to do that here. Parlays. I recommend do not bet parlays, but do what you want with your own money. It ain't my money. So I think Nurse will win this challenge. By the way. Do you guys think Delano Banton gets a second NBA contract? I think he'll struggle. That ball is off Conley. The ball is off Conley. That is Raptors' ball, no. Wait, what's Delano Banton's next? I think he already has gotten a new contract. I think he only signed a 2-year out of... Yeah, he signed a 2-year. And this is his second year. So, I think we'll give him his qualifying of 1.9. Ooh, I don't know if he'll get another one after that. He'd really have to make some strides. I think I'd be a little surprised not to see him get one. But I can see him. I can also easily see him not getting one. Coach's challenge is successful here. This guy's a little frisky with the way he's talking to the camera there. Banton better start learning Chinese. I love that not Photoshop, but somebody took a photo of Adam Silver, and it's like Adam Silver to Kyrie, and the quote is obviously a fake quote is "You better start learning Chinese, buddy." I love that photo. Or there was a post. I laughed pretty hard. It was self-deprecating a little bit, but we're back on timeout, by the way. Let's see if we score here. Siakam at the elbow connects. It was Fred VanVleet is looking for $30 million plus in the offseason, and the first reply with an account that looked like an official Shanghai Sharks account. And it's like, we'll give him that. All right, 104, 102. Markkanen mid-range, no good. Sexton with the rebound. Got to be better there, boys. Agbaji for 3. This one doesn't go. Thaddeus Young tips the rebound to Fred. As I think it was Sexton slides off the court. 5-on-4 here. Trent for the lead. Raptors lead. 105-104. Gary Trent in transition there. Delano Banton, you are the next Shanghai Shark. No. Malik Beasley for 3. He's been hot all game. Not there. Walker Kessler gets the rebound, though. Out to Sexton. Driving off the rim and away. But a foul by Siakam will get Sexton to the line with a chance to take the lead for the Jazz. Siakam up to 9 for 21 shooting here after that rough start to the game. Hell, he's shooting well. He's got 10 rebounds, 5 assists. Siakam has turned this into another solid performance here. Let's see how he looks for the next 6 minutes. Banton's supposed to be a point guard. When's the last time he got an assist? Today. He's got one. Is Precious injured? I don't know what's going on with Achua. Yeah, because I went with Thad. I don't think he's hurt. I thought he was great. In the for large parts of this game, in the second quarter especially. I don't know. Yeah, Jeremy Fred is who Fred truly is and who he is going to be for the next 3-4 years. Would you extend him or still trade him? I still like, if you can get a good trade, do it, but I have maintained I don't have a big problem extending him. I'm fine. Like, he's a good player. I question the fit long term, but I also question like trading him for very little and losing that value. Especially if this is what he is. I mean, I think he did this for a lot of last season. He's doing it here. I don't Walker Kessler dunk 3-point game. I think what he's doing right now might be a bit above like today's game, especially, but he's a fringe all-star. He's a fringe all-star player. who snuck in one year. I don't think he'll be an all-star ever again, but he's a fringe all-star level player. Misses the mid-range there. Barnes with the rebound, misses that as well. Barnes is really doing well on the offensive glass, just hasn't been able to make the shots, but the Jazz give it right back from an errant pass from Walker Kessler, and it's 108-105 here. Yeah, Walker Kessler's a good fucking player, man. This guy's got potential going forward. Utah, great trade with Donovan Mitchell's situation. Then they made the trade of the century with Gobert. Holy shit, man. Gary Trent for 3 just spills out, and that would have tied the game up at 108. 5 minutes to go. Okay, we're at the point in the game. This is where the Raptors have really let games slide away. Can they do it here? Kessler with another offensive rebound. Get a Chua in this fucking game. Okay, I see him getting ready to come in now. Sexton for 3. Doesn't go. Kessler, another rebound and 1. I mean, Kessler has just feasted on the glass. 2 straight offensive rebounds. Second time asking, he did it himself, but nobody there to box out. Like, I get Gary Trent's not like a rebounder, but you got to box your guy out. Thaddeus Young as well. I mean, Trent's got to box out there. Misses the free throw at least. It's a 5-point game. Man, the later the game goes, the worse the takes in chat go. Siakam at the rim with the right, bounces away again. Oh, my goodness. 4:25 to go. Still time left. Markkanen. Outside to Sexton. Attacking, getting it to Kessler inside. Kick out to Markkanen. And he's, the guy who torched us from 3 all night, wide open for 3 again. Yeah, leave that guy open. Leave the all-star open that much, for fuck's sakes. 9-0 run by the Jazz. Markkanen up to 24 points here. And it looks like, once again, the Raptors' lack of a big has cost them. Extra possessions generated by Kessler. Having that presence, I think, makes our closeouts worse. And right there, looks like we're going to crumble late. You're actually like ridiculous. I can't believe Masai is the source of slander here. This guy took one of the most unserious franchises in North American sports and turned them into an NBA champion. Like, if you got no respect for this man, keep your mouth shut. Yes, should have done better with this offseason. He should have done better with his current team. He has the opportunity this summer to set it right. This is going to be a big test to his abilities. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. Oh my God, the lineup of teams. If we fire Masai, the lineup of teams. Do you think? I think like pretty much every team would be trying to get him. Yeah. Championships are costly, man. Championships are costly. It's tough. You sell a lot of assets to build a championship team, and we're in this period where we're lacking depth because we just lack a lot of resources. But that's the price you pay for a championship. It's a price that I would pay 101 times out of 100. Like you ask me, one championship is worth 10 years of lottery. That championship, man, you have no idea how hard it is to win that championship. A lot of teams have spent better part of a century trying to get to a finals, let alone win the damn thing. Ungrateful. Masai Ujiri is not a GM, but okay. All right. Back here. Back in it. 8-point game. It was right there, but I said a minute ago, this is where the Raptors go to die. And then here we are. Van Vliet, deep three. Huge bucket. Huge bucket from Fred. 5-point game. Keeps the Raptors in this one there. Yeah, I agree, Phoenix. Conley at the rim, and he's fouled, and the Raptors will not be able to challenge that. Looked like a foul to me. Fred Achua finally back in. He was good. I don't understand Achua here. He was good. I like, especially with Walker Kessler just fucking battering us in the glass. Achua's had a good game. I don't understand, man. I'm not seeing what Nurse is seeing as far as that one goes. Genuine confusion there. First shot goes there for Conley at the line. Hits both. 7-point game here. Raptors need some buckets in a hurry. Next week's do or die. Not really do or die, but it's time for some action. Van Vliet stepping back on Kessler. Not again, right? This time doesn't go. Rebound Barnes. Huge rebound. Van Vliet again has it poked away by Conley. It's out of bounds for a Raptors basketball, though. I don't know who's in the doghouse that plays well consistently. I think tonight, Achua, I don't understand the Achua thing. Other nights, I think the minutes mostly make sense. Barnes backing down Agbaji, going with the right and finishing. Finally, Barnes finishing on the inside. 6 for 22. Conley to Markkanen. A lot of bad takes in chat right now. All I care about are rebounds. I don't care. What's Achua's per 36 on rebounds tonight? Let's see. 23 minutes, 6 rebounds. Let's see. Achua, 9 rebounds. So if he got a normal starter amount of minutes, he'd have 9 rebounds. That's good. Even though just a rebound is for center. I think Miles Turner averages 7. Does Miles Turner average 7 rebounds a game? Van Vliet steps in another massive shot for 3, and it's a 4-point game. Fred is keeping us in this. Fred is putting the team on his back. Clark's for 3, no good. And it's out of bounds for a Raptors ball. Miles Turner, for much of his career, this season he's averaging 8. I'll give him that. He's averaging 8. But he's getting way more minutes than Achua. Miles Turner, not a good center because he doesn't rebound as much. Fuck. Horrible turnover there. And 1 for Conley. That's the game. Man, it's always these big moments. It's always the biggest moments, and we fucking blow it, man. That's what this entire season has been. Man, R. Jones, you're a fucking moron. That's so many bad takes in a row. And there's no contact. That's not even a foul. I mean, he makes it, but it's not even a foul. Anyways, just people are trying to get me going, and they're twerking, so I guess that's what it is. That's a foul out as well. Nice job, Adam. 2-0 win for Adam's team. Yeah, we know. Listen, we're beating a dead horse. We know there's a lot wrong with this team. We know where it's going wrong. We know where it has gone wrong, and it's just every game it's the same story. Competitive, but still not good enough. Boucher corner 3, and still this team remains. Nobody's saying Fred's the first option. Nobody said that. Not one person ever anywhere said that. Don't worry, bro. Conley working on Fred. Gives it to Clarkson. Clarkson for 3. Fuck off, man. There's no way Prez is going to be the first option for this team going forward. All right, how about this? Fred for 3. Oh, my God, man. It's late. I can't be loud, but oh, my God. Fred gets it right back off Clarkson. Fred is having like one of his career games right now. How many points does he have? Clarkson. Get a stop, please. Clarkson floats it and scores again. We can't get a stop, man. Fred's at 34. Fred has a triple-double. Fred is 34, 12, and 10. Fred has a 34-point triple-double. Triple-double, 34 points. Highly efficient. Oh, my goodness. We can't get a stop. We just can't get a stop. Fred's balling. What a game. What a fucking game from Fred VanVleet here. For all you fucking losers, virgins, basement dwellers that are still bitching, Fred is 34, 12, and 10. If you care, he's a -1. So if we had completely avoided playing him tonight, we would be down. It's the rationale that's get used sometimes. If he hadn't played at all tonight, we'd be down by 5 instead of 6 at this point. That's a rationale that people like to use. I'm sorry, a 34-point triple-double. And people are complaining. Oh, my God. 2 career triple-doubles. One of them is tonight. All right, minutes ago, we can't get stops, but if Fred keeps hitting shots, then I don't know. Barnes backing down Markkanen, and he's fouled. Okay, Barnes heading to the line. 59 seconds to go. See, then get back in this. Yeah, last year that was against Utah, in that game where Utah had like no players. I remember that game. It was like 37, 10, and 10. And I think he got like the rebound late to get that. All right, Barnes connects with both free throws, 125, 121. If you guys enjoy the content, remember to hit that like button. Consider subscribing for more watch parties and videos about the Raptors on this channel, Amateur Hour Sports. Get involved. Trade deadline's right around the corner. Lots of great content coming your way. Join the Amateur Hour Army today. Clarkson inside to Kessler, who mishandles the pass. And Achua with the block. Raptors in transition, 34 seconds. Slow down. You don't need to rush. Get your make. Well, you still need to score in the 2-for-1 though. Barnes to Achua with the right, misses. Oh, precious. You got to foul. What are we doing? You got to foul. There was like 10 full seconds went by there. What the hell? What were we thinking? Why didn't you foul? There was like 10 full seconds they didn't foul. Gary Trent just watched Markkanen. Why didn't he foul him? What the fuck was that? Four-point game. What, they make both free throws, you hit a three, get a steal, hit another three. 6 points. It's like rare, but like to say it's over. It's absolutely not over. You like how they took Pascal out of the game? Phoenix, look at Siakam's foul count. Go to the box or look at Pascal's foul count. Well, Markkanen is going to run the clock if they're not going to foul him, obviously. Like, what the hell is that? What the fuck was that? I can't believe they took that long to... I mean, look, it probably wouldn't have mattered anyway, but still. No worries, I'm just in bad mood. If only Fred had gotten, like, more than those 10 assists. He's just so selfish. Like, he missed 13 shots. Like, if he was actually passing instead of hogging the ball and gotten, like, he was hunting this triple-double. If only he was actually sharing the ball, moving the ball, the Raptors could have won this game. This is why he has to go. This is why he has to go. Literally, this team, I swear this team just needs a big, but we're far beyond the point of competing. We're too far gone from the point of you get a big and this team can be good. Like, there's no point, but man, still, this team needs a big and they'd be good. Achua to the rack, slams it. Raptors looking for the steal quickly, but a timeout called. Let's just settle it down for Utah. I mean, quick score, that's what you needed there. It's a 4-point game, so in theory, you're still in here until it's 3 possessions. I was joking, by the way. My comments on Fred were satirical there, if it wasn't clear. Fred has been like this is a top 5 game in Fred VanVleet's career we're watching. Yeah, like this game is too far gone. Sorry, the season's too far gone to say, okay, get a big, this team can be good. But like, man, I wish this team was given a fair shot with a rim protector. I really wish this team was given a fair shot, but it's too far. We're too far gone. Can't dwell in the past. We are who we are. Sensational Fred Knight. One of the few Raptors plus minus is positive. What were his defensive metrics? Shut the fuck up. Somebody actually said that. Shut the fuck up. Timeout again by the Jazz. Great defense there by the Raptors. Raptors, no timeouts. Gonna probably have to get him. No, you're gonna have to get a mistake from Utah somewhere in order to capitalize. But it's always the same. You're always competitive. You're always right there, but you just never get over the line. That's the Raptors this season. Playing for what though? I ain't about the play-in tournament. Why are we looking at LeBron James's next 4 games right now? Man, we got a Raptors game going on right now. You gotta get a turnover. You pretty much have to get a turnover. Whoever said this Raptors team is worse than the Bargnani days is 16 and didn't watch any of the Bargnani days. Guarantee you. A lot of people born after 2006 have just no idea what this team used to be. All the people spoiled with success with this team, you got like a lot of you, if you're 16 or younger, you have absolutely no idea what it was like in Toronto. The Raptors were a basement dweller. The Leafs fucking sucked. The Jays sucked. Everything about Toronto sports was horrible when I was a kid. They all were so bad. Like, I'm not even trying to gas. Like, you guys generally have no idea what this city was, especially for basketball. And I said like a month ago, a lot of people who are so frustrated with lack of success since the championship are people who started watching the Raptors like 2010 because that's how old they are. Like, they were born in 2006 or 2005. Like, you just genuinely have no idea what this franchise was and how inconceivable what happened in the 2010s, from 2010 to 2020, how inconceivable that would have been in 2009, in like 2010 after Chris Bosh left. Inconceivable to think that the Raptors got to that point. Genuinely, it's crazy. It's crazy. Not that is an excuse for this season, but that's why the job that was done with this franchise in this time is so impressive. The 2045, that's still a little young for me, but looking at a flagrant here. So this could make things interesting. You get a score, you get a bucket, you get a steal and a 3, and all of a sudden it's overtime, baby. Look, this season's disappointing for sure. I'm not saying this isn't disappointing because it's been worse. I'm not saying like you think this is bad, but like the expectations are consistently a little bit overblown, I find. And I think that's why. But I think that's a testament that the Raptors have built this winning culture, right? We expect wins, maybe too much sometimes. I don't think this should be a flagrant, but let's see. I think it goes up and down, and Trent kind of flies into him there. I don't think it should be flagrant, but NBA is weird. I don't know. After review, so stands as a personal foul. 3 free throws. So 3 free throws would make it a 3-point game, obviously. You get a steal, you get a 3, and you're headed to overtime. Master P. That's a deep cut, man. Not many people know about that. Master P. All right, Trent at the line. First free throw, good. We need all 3 of these. No, I get it. This team is falling below expectations. I'm not saying you don't. I'm not saying you shouldn't be upset with how this season's going. But I think the expectations for what this franchise is and it should be consistently is maybe a little bit overblown. A little bit spoiled sometimes. Anyways, 3-point game. Can we get the steal? They call a foul. I thought he might have had that. He's got to miss both. Isaac's joking. My God. Isaac is joking. I know Isaac. Don't worry. I told him yesterday that the most triggering thing you could say to me is Fred's got to go. So he says exactly, Fred's got to go. You're going to start a riot, man. Don't do that. Yeah, he's trolling. Marking if he hits one, the game is over. And he hits one. You're right there, Raptors. But once again, it's not enough. This game's going on forever, man. I gotta go to bed. I gotta wake up. I gotta wake my ass up in the morning and work out. All right, 5-point game, and my stream cut out. I missed the amazing comeback. Barnes to the rim for good measure, lays it in at the buzzer. And you know what? Holy shit. Hang on. Oh my God. If you got the 3.5 on the spread that was available, I did not get that. A lot of people just covered the spread. No. Don't give me those 2.5. If you line shop and bet it at Bet Victor, where it was 3.5 at close, you just covered your spread. Holy shit. Well, doesn't matter. That's just interesting for me. So the Raptors lost. How many games are going to go like this? They fight. They're competitive all night. They just lose in the clutch. The Raptors are now 1-8 in games decided by 3 points or less. How many games are we going to lose like this? Hit that like button, please. We're close to 100 likes. There's 190 people here, so if you like the content, then please drop a like. Get us to 100. You lose to the Suns like this. You lose to the Warriors like this. You lose to the Celtics like this, to the Timberwolves like this, to the Bucks like this. How many games are you going to lose like this, man? It's competitive tank. It's best case, but it's just like, how do we keep doing this? I think the overarching theme is that we can't get stops. Today, we could not stop the Jazz late. The Suns, no stops. Warriors, no stops. Timberwolves, do it. Timberwolves, no makes. Celtics, I didn't watch that game. I was in Vegas. Bucks, no stops. Or is he not good enough? For sure. But, yeah. All right. Well, let's just, team is good but can't close. I guess it's always still tough to watch. I get it. Like I say, competitive losses might be the best thing, but it's still tough to watch. And you spoil Fred's second career triple-double. Fred was unbelievable tonight, man, but this is what we are. We are not a playoff team. All right, let's do our post-game show. Good players, bad mix. Agreed. A classic. Doable how many wanted people? The tank is gonna win. People want to tank. I gotta do my post-game show here. Appreciate you guys though. Make sure to drop a like before you go if you are leaving. And make sure you subscribe. I do a watch party like this for pretty much every Raptors game. Next one I'm going to miss, February 14th. There's a Raptors game, the last one before the All-Star break. I'm not streaming February 14th. You're grown-ups. You know why. All right. Let's do our post-game show. A classic 2023 Toronto Raptors performance. It was competitive. It was close late, but in the end, it just wasn't good enough despite the triple-double from Fred VanVleet. Let's get into it in our post-game show. All right, buddy. tough game to watch from a Raptors fan perspective. But once again, like I feel like I opened every post-game show on this channel like this. The Raptors were competitive. They had it close late, and they just could not get over the line and end up losing 3 points in the end. Thank you to Michael ZC for subscribing. Welcome to the Amateur Army. Appreciate that. And thank you all the kind words in chat. I'll try to follow up where I was there, Adam. But again, it's just one where the Raptors they're close late, but it's you're right there. They just can't get over the line, and in the end, it's just not good enough. You lose by 3. The Raptors are now 1-8 in games decided by 3 points or less. That is the worst among those games, as you can imagine, in the NBA. And I always like to say, good teams, like, in soccer, good teams, they win 1-0. They don't play well, they win 1-0. In NBA terms, I always say, the teams that win these games, it's close, late, 50-50, coin flip sort of outcome. The good teams win those games more often than not. And, well, we're 1-8 in those games, so what does that tell you about this team? It's good, but it's not good enough. It's right where you don't want to be in the NBA. Trade deadline is a week away. I think we can kind of understand the direction the front office is going to take at this point. Best case scenario, you go 4-3 in this West Coast road trip. You have to win the next 2 games to do that. And even then, you are still 5 games back. 5 games back of 500. And that's just not where you want to be. This game was another one that was very clear to me as well that this team can be good. It's a lot of good players that don't mix well, but you give this team a rim protector. This can be a good team. It can be. We got destroyed on the interior all game. Walker Kessler had his way with this team. But at this point, you're 23-30. You're too far into the season. You're too far gone to make that adjustment. It's time. It's definitely time to focus on the draft if you're not there already. And there were good performances here. There were some good performances here. It just wasn't enough. The overwhelmingly good performance, Fred VanVleet, was astonishing. He's been at an all-star, dare I say, all-NBA level since the turn of the year. And today was definitely that level again. A second career triple-double, 34 points, 10 assists, 12 rebounds. And he did it efficiently. 12 for 25 from the field. Almost 50%. Pretty much 50%. 4 for 9 from 3. He was great. He was outstanding all game. 3 steals and a steal and a block as well. Unfortunately, the 3 turnovers. But, man, look at that stat line. Siakam had a really rough start to this game. Ended up playing well beyond that point. 21 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 9 for 22 from the field. Not his best, but not his worst either. Gary Trent was solid. Barnes was largely inefficient, but had some effect in this game in the end. I thought Achua as well had another great game. I'm very much misutilized in this one, which I'll get more into in a second. On the bench, a lot more struggles. Boucher looked great today, though. Was cutting to the rim really well and scoring. The bench still does not offer you much, though, beyond Chris Boucher. And when Chris Boucher isn't on, it offers you even less. Walker Kessler dominated. I mean, how obvious is it the Raptors don't have a rim protector or a big? Walker Kessler, good player. He's rookie, great player. Shot 8 for 10, though. Had 17 points, had 14 rebounds, 7 offensive rebounds. He has 7 blocks tonight. Walker Kessler's a very good rookie, but come on. That's very, very enlightening to people who do not understand where things are going wrong, mostly in my opinion for the Raptors. And a lot of those occurred late in the game, and for some reason, the Raptors started the fourth quarter with Boucher as the big, and Boucher played well. But when they took out Boucher, they went to Thaddeus Young, and Thad got torched. He's been getting torched as the big. But they kept and they didn't go to Achua. Achua only got 25. Why is Achua not getting 30 minutes in this game? When he played well. He looked great, and he just didn't get minutes. That's a coaching decision that I don't understand from Nick Nurse's perspective here. I don't know what he's thinking in that spot. Genuinely, Chua should have played more in that fourth quarter, but that's not the reason the Raptors lost. They didn't shoot well. I mean, a lot of this game was a hustle aspect. That's the only reason the Raptors really in it. Utah played a great game all throughout from a shooting standpoint. They shoot 53 from the field, 36 from three. The differences lie in the fact that the Raptors had 25 offensive rebounds. They forced 16 turnovers compared to committing 8. And they lose. They took 27 more shots. They took 27 additional field goals to the Jazz, and they lose. How do you, as an NBA team, lose from that spot? And it's just this team isn't good enough. We say it every game. We get to the same point from every game. The Raptors find ways to lose these games. Earlier in the season, like December was awful for the Raptors. There were tons of blowouts. But December, they've been competitive. And they just lose close games. Like, we go to where the schedule has been. Like, the Jazz game, it's close, but you lose. Suns, it's close late, but you lose. Blazers, you kill. Warriors, it's close late, but you end up losing by 12. It was close with like 4 minutes left. You kill the Kings. You kill the Knicks. You couldn't kill them. You play well against the Knicks. Celtics, close late, but you lose. Timberwolves, close late, but you lose. Bucks, same thing. Like, all these games, you're right there late, but you're not finding ways to win them. That is the mark of a team that is not going anywhere. That is the mark of a bad basketball team. Unfortunately, there are good players here. There are good pieces. It is not a good mix. Whatever it is, it just has not worked this season. We are a week away from the trade deadline. We are Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're 5 days away from the end of this godforsaken road trip where Masai and Bobby can finally commit to a direction for this team. The only direction for me can be down with what we've had. But to finish off the postgame show, how have we managed to lose all of these close games late? What has been the factor that has caused us? Jazz game, you score 128, you could not get a stop late. The Suns game, they hit a ton of shots late, you couldn't stop them. The Warriors game, ton of shots late, couldn't stop them. I was in Vegas, I didn't watch this game. Timberwolves, different. You couldn't score late, that one. Bucks could not get a stop late. It's just, when the going gets tough, the biggest parts of the biggest scenarios in those games, nobody can get stops at the rim. We're not getting the stops that we need in those areas. We're scoring, we're just not getting the stops. We don't have a rim protector. They get to the rim, they score. And the lack of a rim protector has affected our ability to close out on shooters, freeing up for three. And on a consistent basis, you're right there late. You can't get stops, and you lose. At the end of the day, you lose. As far as, the aspirations for the season, if we're focusing on draft picks, hey, the Raptors had a good January. They didn't get blown out, really, other than the Hawks game. They're keeping it close. They just still lose. And if you're going to watch this one, if you're going to keep watching this team, which of course I am, I support this team, at least you're watching entertaining games rather than just the team giving up, because you still see it. They haven't given up. They're still working hard. They still want to win. And it can't be easy. It can't be easy going out there losing like this when you're expected to be a good team this season. So, for the people saying like the locker room's gone, the attitude isn't there, they're 7 games under 500. They won 48 games last season. I'd be pissed too, man. I'd be pissed as well. So that's just where we are in the season. Gonna have to fight through the last few games this road trip before any action is gonna take place. But every game is the same. You're competitive. You blow it late. That's who we are. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Before you go, please make sure smash that like button. It does go a long way to supporting the content. And if you want more just like this, we do a Raptors watch party and post-game show like this for every single Raptors game. Please make sure you're subscribed as well. Support Amateur Hour. You like the Raptors, you'll love Amateur Hour. Get involved today. Join the Amateur Hour Army. All right, guys. Appreciate you. Appreciate the support. Despite the losses, we're still hanging out. We're still having fun. So appreciate you sticking it through with myself. Still enjoying the content. Still enjoying what I have for you guys. And we've had a good month on Amateur Hour, despite the Raptors not having a great month. A lot of great content on the way with trade deadline just around the corner. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. And let's hope for some fireworks. Let's hope for some fireworks deadline, man. Okay. I got to go to bed. I got to wake up in 6.5 hours. You guys are the best. Amazing community.